I used to be so sure I was on the correct path. One would only have to read back through the entries in this journal to see my conviction. Each is a testament detailing how Thulian Crawl saved me, took me under his wing, made me feel like I was wanted. 100 years of pages, from the moment I woke up alone in his hideout to my apprenticeship with him, all leading up to his grand design. We've accomplished his greatest goals. The Colossus of the Morai is under our control and is marching inevitably towards Terravon. As expected, the initial response has been nothing in the face of our Goliath. The Arcanum, who will know my wrath soon enough for all they put me through, sent their fastest ships into the wilds to try and stop us. The constructs swept them away like bothersome flies. The Wild sent a group of their defenders as well, as we suspected they might, but the mighty Treants toppled before our weaponry. This construct is a sight to behold that no force can stand against. Yet it is the smallest force that is giving me pause. A band of heroes known as the Wayward Watch. My former friends from so long ago who had abandoned me in the hideout and escaped without me. Only they did not come alone. There is an archer with them, and despite our differences, I know he is me, another Ezra. The moment I saw him, I nearly fell under the weight of new memories. My mind flooded with a past not my own. Trevin raising me in the woods instead of encouraging me to explore my magical talent. Joining the Tushan Academy and training in their disciplines. Stories of my mother being a grand archer herself, from my father who had never before told me anything about her. All leading up to that fateful journey with the tome and the hideout where I was captured. Except it was all him. It was nearly enough to overwhelm me, but I persevered. We were so close to the completion of the ritual that I had to put away the thoughts of this other me and its implications. Now that we are on the move, I have more free time to ponder these questions and refer to the tome to find answers. Soul divergence. That is what it is called when a chronomancer reaches back into the past and tampers with reality to bring forth a different version of a subject. Normally, the two realities would fight for dominance, clashing until one prevailed and erased all knowledge of the other. But I am a chronergic being, the catalyst of change. My body is bound with the magic of time, and as such, different rules appear to apply. Thulian must have been attempting to remove my magical talent in an effort to make me easier to handle as a prisoner, only to find he created a duplicate of me and sent the other back to the group while he studied me. Did my friends truly abandon me then? They believed me to be right with them as they escaped after all. This is the doubt. The thought that my relationship with Thulian Crawl is built upon the notion that my closest companions left me to my fate at the first sign of trouble. Is it true? Did they know about me and simply chose the other Ezra instead? I have privately watched this group move through the vault of the Morai. Being so connected with my other self, it is easy to scry on them. Eve isn't with them. I still remember how beautiful I thought she was the first time I saw her. Her and Seredan seem close, though, from the way that Seri worriedly rubs the communication ring that Eve left with her. Bolt is unchanged, though I sense the great weight of ages on them. They must have been the one to pay the price to open the door. Victor has his blindfold off, though I'm not sure how. Perhaps it has something to do with the member of the 8 rings we passed by in the trial room. They must have freed her, because she is with them as well. Jumping into danger seems to be par for the course for them still. They managed to pass the Tomb of the Morai with little issue, and spent some time in the Room of Lineage. Seredan's family tree was interesting. The elven side was as expected, though being bonded so closely with 2 dwarven clans is a surprise. By the time we had parted, she didn't talk too much about her dwarven lineage, and Seredan managed to talk a lot. Bolt's lineage had one single name, most likely their creator, but then showed the names of all the connections and family they had made over the years. Victor's gave everyone a good view of the scope of the 8 rings. They are a close-knit people who do not accept outsiders lightly. My own family tree, which I have seen before, did something different when the other Ezra touched it. Both of our names appeared in the tree, and the motto, which for me was manifest your own destiny, was instead fate is what you make of it. Curious. Both deal with the same ideals behind them, but yet are very different. I've checked in on them a few times since then. They managed to defeat and make a deal with the Mimic in the treasure room, and last I saw they were making their way to the observatory. I almost reached out to warn them of the danger they would face, before remembering that they are my enemies, not my friends. Yet I cannot bring myself to alert the rest of the Infinite Sight to their presence. Why has my faith in Thulian faltered so much? It doesn't matter. Lady Zaxthroth will surely crush them, though she may play with one or two before ending their lives. The Dragonborn does enjoy polymorphing her victims and watching them panic. I have work to do, both here in the core and down in the audience chamber. Goodbye, Wayward Watch, and good fortunes. Ezra.
Thank you. Yes. It is time for Tales of Aneria session 37. Thank you very much, Mr. Pups. That's not his name. No, hi everybody. Welcome back to episode 37 of Tales of Aneria. We are back to a full team, and I am so excited for tonight's episode. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your trip?
It was amazing.
Good.
She brought us all of these fine
Flip into the battle can really quick.
Look at our battle can!
Which is amazing. Thank you so much. It's not all from out of country, but we do actually have something that a viewer sent us and wanted us to try. So this is from Juggle Junk on YouTube. Thank you so much. It is an herb liquor.
Bottle of herb liquor and
Smells
Dutch syrup waffle.
Okay. Now, first of all, raise your hand if you're not typically a drinker on this table. So we're all gonna have a taste. Apologies that we're not.
I know. You make this look like
this
I have like one drink a month.
Yeah.
This is going to make for good quality entertainment.
You're gonna need more than that.
Going straight. Well, I'm just saying, like,
half shot.
for people who don't drink, taking like a shot of Jaeger, which is what this
Basically,
smells
it smells
like.
that way.
It smells good, but like,
So do we
like
want
a
to do
sweet
this
licorice.
one at a time?
we're gonna make some faces.
You want to do one at a time and make faces?
I think we should all just sniff it and
100%
inside.
Okay, one at a
Shoot
time.
it. We all shoot it.
One at a time.
silence.
Okay, fine. Ready?
Wait,
What's the chair again?
Prost. Prost. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm scared.
You should be.
That's delicious.
Ooh, it's like NyQuil.
No, it's like black licorice.
Sorry, that's not
way
a.
better.
That's
than
good.
NyQuil.
It's so sweet.
That's
It
good.
is very sweet.
Yeah.
That's
And it burns.
that's dangerous.
So this is
I'm not
made
pouring
in
another one,
his
you are.
hometown, apparently.
Yes.
That's
So,
delicious.
Both of these. So try
then-
and make sure you try the waffle as well.
Let's
try this true waffle.
Want some more?
I think the liquor is the only thing that is hometown.
It's a slow, you can feel it
It's
kind
like,
of going
I can
down.
feel it
Buddy,
going
buddy?
down my esophagus.
Oh, it's about
You know what?
getting into my stomach now.
Two for
It's
good
so
DMing.
Yeah, give me a little bit more there.
I'm on a motorcycle. I don't want
More,
to
less, good.
cause any trouble.
That's good.
I'll take another one.
Yeah, that's hella good.
So
No, it's good.
I'm sure this is
Full
exactly
shot or
what
half shot?
everybody at home they all want us to just sit here and eat in front of them.
Thank you, Juggle Junk.
Yeah, thank you
that
so
was
much. The
delicious.
waffles
The
are
syrup waffles are really good.
I'm
too.
like sad that it's gonna be gone and we will never be able to get it again. Far away.
If you want
gotta
to
go to
send
the
us more,
Wherever
that's the way to
visiting.
support us.
through drinks.
Our alcoholism and our food addiction.
Join our Patreon or send us liquor.
Okay.
Opens it up.
You already said it was warm in here. The more of that you drink, the warmer you're going to get.
Just in your belly. Your extremities will get cold.
Okay.
But, by the way, Juggle Junk, thank you.
Yes.
Prepare
Thank you so
yourself
much.
for that.
And if anyone else feels like they want to send us something
Yeah,
special
you
from
got
their
a
hometown,
weird cheese in Pennsylvania or something?
Yeah, like
Send it over.
no, like
Wisconsin.
don't
Some guy
send us
in
a lock of
Wisconsin's
hair or
like,
anything.
that's not what Pennsylvania. That's not Pennsylvania.
Yep, we don't want your teeth you've collected over the years.
Definitely not
Yeah,
teeth.
Well,
No.
Yeah, we have
No Ed Gein. Anything but.
we have an email address that you
It's
can
on the
contact
YouTube
us at,
channel,
and we can work out the details. But thank you so much. I'm sure that was really expensive, and we appreciate shipping that all the way over.
Fantastic.
Good.
Here.
Although you were there, we could have just had you drive to get it.
I mean, you might have to take like a
Netherlands.
boat.
No, I mean, like it would put.
She was in
Europe's small.
It's a train ride.
small,
Everything's
yeah.
a train ride away.
It's true.
A long train ride.
Yeah.
It is a very
All right.
long train, like a
But
country
we
long.
appreciate all the support.
Yeah, and
We also had
This
some-
is a
couple
heart
of.
for you.
yes.
I mean, it's been a while. We haven't said anything about it, but we've had a couple of the fan art in our Discord. So if you want to see what that's all about.
Oh yeah, somebody drew
Check it out.
some really cool Broken Expanse stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming up on the Discord. I'm planning a few things, and I'm giving myself more work, but we'll see if they pan out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's session, unless we have anything else that we want to talk about. Okay. All right. So we all know what happened last time. The party. Well, most of us.
Well, I do know what happened.
Yes.
We
Colby,
caught her up.
Dallin, Preston, they gave me
The rundown.
the 4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. You listened to the recaps too, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Okay.
That was a really good recap. By the
It
way.
was.
Oh, I listened to Dallin's recap,
Yes.
but that
I
was
listened
like
to
the
it.
last
Yeah,
one.
that was.
So,
Yeah, you've got
okay.
one more that you haven't caught up.
Yeah.
I felt weird because in that session when I started thinking about it, I was like, really not that much happened. Like, I'm just gonna like go
Yeah.
do a character study.
You did great. Yeah.
Channeled
It's like-
your inner Ezra.
We would say it's like.
I had just seen Batman, so that might have influenced it.
You glued
Oh,
your, you glued
see,
your
that
big tough
recap was
sin.
for a session I was part of.
It's like Star Lord.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna
So
do some really
there's
weird
2
stuff.
sessions
Mhm.
that I haven't
Yeah, there's the
participated in. Listen.
we filled Jen, right? The
Yeah,
snakes and yeah.
Yeah. The ball of yarn.
Yep.
Heard that was hilarious.
It was good. So we're gonna start tonight with the party arriving back in the room that has the 3 symbols on it. If you remember, you went to the moon
Yes.
room, which was the observatory, and you fought some more Infinite Sight members, and you got to see your first look at the Colossus. And now you are standing back at the junction with the water room to your left, or to your, I guess it would be your west, I think is what I said. And then to the north is the sun door. And as you're kind of standing there, you're kind of wondering which direction to go in next. And Seredan, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Ah, we're screwed.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was a good roll. But saving throw. That's a 17.
So you start to feel weird in your gut, like something's wrong.
Like I was reassembled improperly from the star.
Yep. Like everything's upside down and backwards suddenly.
Your large intestine
Mhm.
is up top.
My spleen is out of place.
Your butt's in the front.
And everybody else notices that Seredan's actually glowing a little bit
Ooh,
at
pretty.
this point.
Eva's gonna burst out of him like a chest burster. Like a chest burster.
Are you pregnant or something? I hear that women glow when they're pregnant.
Eva. or
It's
not Eva.
true, but
Sarah, what's all this?
I have no idea. Perhaps I ingested some stars accidentally while I was being beamed up and down.
And
None of the rest of
that
us
feeling
are
of
glowing.
wrongness starts to increase. And the only way that you like, it feels like a magical energy buildup. Like there's some sort of spell inside you that's begging to get out.
Okay.
So it's up to you. If you want to, you can spend a spell slot to expel this energy, or you can try and suppress it, and we see what happens.
Turns into a fart. I approve.
Sarah is not typically one to
It's just
like,
indigestion.
hold things in. So I suppose I will spend the spell slot. Oh, I have so few left.
It's the dwarf half.
I only have 3rd level spell slots left now.
Um,
So yeah, she'll be like, I feel like there's some sort of energy inside me that I'm having a hard time containing.
Do you point it at anybody, or in your haste?
No, I will point it like towards the door because we were kind of headed towards the sun door portal area, whatever. So that's kind of where she would have been facing and heading towards, and I would just
Okay.
that way.
Yeah. So you like that light inside you grows more intense and brightens up, and everybody else you kind of have to look away because it is blinding, and especially for Victor, who's new to his eyes again. And you all hear the clanking of metal and kind of somebody landing on the ground with a grunt of pain.
Sorry, I fell. So I fell. We're all good.
And as the light clears, and you all kind of blink away the after effects, Eve is on the ground in front of you.
You have summoned Steed!
Oh no.
Is there a placenta somewhere?
That you have to eat.
She's your
Covered in
Steed!
that gross
You
white-
did summon
white
Steed.
cheesy stuff.
That's right. I cast summon
gosh.
Steed.
Now you have to ride her.
I hereby put a kibosh
Wow.
on the mounting of party members.
Now, Eve, as
You
far
wouldn't
as
like my
you go, we've talked about what
Uh-huh.
happened.
Uh-huh.
This is the final part of that. After accepting what you accepted, you were given the opportunity to basically link to Seredan and be transported to her.
Whoa, you're linked.
I want
Not
to know
permanently.
the rest of the story.
That may come out in roleplay. It may come out at a later date. Who knows?
Okay.
That is between
What are you doing here?
Wally.
Evie, what just happened?
What?
Oh, no.
You came out
No,
of her.
That was
Before you say
amazing.
anything,
I'm very-
say,
I'm very
Who's that?
oh yeah, Victor says, "Who's that?"
Victor, you're blindfold.
Oh, it's Eve. I thought that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Couldn't you recognize me by my muscular build?
Well,
She has
yes.
punched you several times.
You have punched me on many occasions.
Oh, it's so good to see you all.
Hugs.
Hugs all around.
It feels like it's been
agree.
3 weeks or something. It's
100 years.
What? Okay.
Were you around for that? You weren't.
No,
Eve
she was.
gone.
Well,
Eve was
no,
not for that part.
Torrey
He
was
was
here.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. But
good acting.
thank you.
And we just ruined it.
That's the extra.
What happened? Where have you been? How did I just regurgitate you? I have no idea what just happened.
What orifice did she come out of?
It was sort of
The belly button.
everywhere.
Nostril.
Everywhere.
Out of
Yeah.
my heart.
Aww,
Mostly.
that's
Well, that
cute.
makes sense, I suppose.
Probably also a bold-faced lie to get some brownie points. But,
Roll a deception.
Quick thinking.
yeah, I'll give you a dice for it.
All right.
Is my face red? It feels
little bit,
very
a little bit,
hot.
yep.
A little flushed.
It's alright, you can do it. We believe in you.
You just
you're
came out
Eve.
of Saray.
Just
you.
channel your inner
She's
Eve.
born. Is this what it felt like
You
when
and
you
your
were
predictions.
remade?
Reassembled.
I don't know. Is it what I felt like when I was remade?
What did it smell like?
Ew.
I don't know if we want to know.
Didn't smell like
Smelled
much
like
at all.
rotten eggs.
I don't know. I felt a lot newer. Cleaner?
I do not feel like that.
Well, you have prestidigitation if you want to clean her up.
Get rid of the afterbirth.
There is no. I have to point that
I'm
out.
hoping that like magic afterbirth is just like shiny,
Yeah,
shimmery,
you just you
splendid.
You look like you're covered in glitter.
Okay. And I don't want to get rid of that.
I like this.
I'll be like, that came out of me. I have glitter inside.
Got a glitter heart.
Got glitter pumping through my veins.
You're no longer made of flesh and blood. You're now a skin suit with glitter inside. That's it. Just you're a Stretch Armstrong full of glitter.
Ooh, that sounds fun. All right.
We each
You grab
a
one
quarter.
and I'll grab the other. Just pull. Now you have reach.
Well, it's a bit of a long story, so I'll try to make it short. But I took the people of Morris Bend back to where they came from, and their settlement was basically eviscerated by that
Right.
that thing. Are we in it still? What is this?
Yes.
Well,
We believe it's
I think we're in it.
that part of the pyramid.
We're on his
Okay.
back.
as
like
best
a
we can
backpack.
tell, there was this. We're inside some sort of golem with a pyramid on its back.
Are we still in the room with all the crates and stuff?
No.
No, we.
You can go back to that room.
We
if
went
you'd
to
like.
the sunroom, I think. Where's the next room we're going to?
We're headed towards that, yeah.
Is this like Stargate?
SG1.
Cool.
Don't get Scott started on Stargate. Anything that has to do with the stars, he's a fan of.
It was destroyed by the giant walking pyramid construct.
There wasn't much left of it to begin with.
Well, that is true. But Goldie led us away from the settlement, and the people followed. It was very interesting. I found that all of those townspeople were actually... They had the minds of children. They had been aged so significantly by the infinite sight that it was children I was leading.
Child labor. That is not honorable.
The oldest was maybe my age, but they looked as if they were 70 or 80 years old. Lucan, of course, was Lucan. He was mostly polite, but did make a few snide remarks. But we followed Goldie, and eventually we got deeper into the woods, and we...
Sorry, correction. Mountains.
Mountains.
Yep.
We got deeper into the mountains. And we soon found ourselves surrounded by... Bolt, you told me about them, the Brusque.
The brusque, yes. They're kind of boar-like, big tusks.
They're
hairy.
natives to these mountains, aren't they?
Yes.
They are native only to these mountains.
I was hoping to see
I'm-
one. Were they
I'm
vicious?
glad
Did
you-
you fight?
I'm glad you came out of it fairly unscathed.
They were not very pleased to see me, I'll be honest. They
They are very
had...
territorial.
Well,
Territorial.
Yes.
Did
They
you
had
punch
weapons
them
that
like
they
you
were
punched
wielding.
me?
I wanted to.
You should have. It will, you
I
know,
need
it
some
shows-
practice, though.
Oh,
so
no,
maybe
no,
you could
you
let
can
me
talk to
practice.
Sarah for that one.
I just came out of
Sarah would love to take
She's
your
your second in
punches.
command anyway, so.
That's true.
Her
It-
safe word. She told me one time. I forgot what it was.
I have a safe word?
It's a kumquat.
Plantain.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
No, it's not. Stroopwafel.
Waffle. Anyhow, they looked as if they were going to attack us. But what happened?
Wine.
Hang
Please.
on.
I need some of these nuts. And some of these nuts.
They took you.
Okay, so Goldie was there leading us, and she prodded me to introduce myself as a servant of the trio. And I asked them for refuge for the people of Morris Bend. The tribe, eventually, one of the shaman of this tribe, he took me to a cave. He wouldn't let anyone else follow, not even Darian. Is
Wait.
Darian with us? Did she also give birth to
Darian is
Darian?
not.
Okay.
He's not going to come out of me as well, is he?
He's a lot bigger.
The horns might get stuck.
going to rip you in
That'll
half.
require a second level spell.
That will be a Caesarean.
second level spell slot. Doesn't have any first level spell slot left.
A Sarian. The Sarian section.
Sorry, right.
So
Either way, you're going to need stitches.
you got to meet one of the Brusque's
Shaman. leaders?
shaman tribal leaders.
Not even better than that, Bolt. I
God.
got to meet their god.
It seems you're very popular with
You're
them.
really good at meeting gods.
That escalated pretty quickly.
That's like your fifth god.
It's just because you're like so pretty.
It's like
I only
she's just
got
like
one.
really pretty. Their god is named Hagor, and I met him in a cave, and the shaman. There were some glowing crystals, and that's where I met him, or perhaps an avatar of him, but there was a blaze of fire and some smoke, and his head appeared before me. And then the shaman left us alone. It is really... I'm feeling hot. Okay, sorry, that was
There's all this
Yeah.
pressure on you to tell a good story.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's been a good run.
Oh well.
We all just one by one.
You know,
Somehow the video still gets uploaded, though.
I'm good.
But,
that's my will. Whatever's
DNR, but
that's on my will. Whatever's on my server, upload it.
Seriously, I feel like
No
I'm
matter
going
what
through
it is.
menopause. Hot flash or something.
We can pause for a few minutes.
Yes.
No, let's just pause for a second. Like, cool off. Like, I feel so weird.
As the shaman left, I was alone with Hagor.
Hagor.
With Hagor. And he recognized me as a servant of the trio. And he said, I am Hagor, god of boars and the breast. You are the servant of the trio, whose cunning servants strike our hooves with poison, but keep our caves clean of vermin. Whose ferocious beasts hunt our kind and provide our people with challenge and pelt. Whose wise wings scratch our heads and provide fletching for our arrows and regents for our spells. What do your ladies ask of us now, and what do they give in return? It took me a long time to respond, because I knew what I needed to ask of him, but what can you offer a god? But...
Your eternal soul.
Hopefully not a contract.
no.
Okay.
But eventually, after some time, and he was so patient with me, I realized what I needed to say.
I'm just smiling at Dallin because he looked over at me.
Like, any DM hints, and there's just smiles, so...
Go ahead, sorry.
So I explained...
She offered your soul.
But the other Ezra.
Okay, alright. Technicality.
I explained to him the situation with the infinite sight, and that these people of Morris Bend, who are children, though they don't look it, needed refuge and a sanctuary to stay. And I asked him if he had felt the trembling of the earth, and he said that he had. And I explained to him about this construct that was already ravaging the spine, and explained to him more about the people inside. And I told him that if they would take in the people of Morris Bend, that in return I, along with all of you, would prevent the Colossus from ravaging the world and stop those that were spreading chronergy through the mountains, corrupting it as well.
Not a problem.
The infinite sight.
It's honorable.
If Eve tells us we should do it, it will be done.
It was on our to-do list anyway.
Well, that's good, because we kind of made that promise. So,
Wait, did you get it in writing?
He has a
Please tell
contract
me you got
pouch.
this in
I
writing.
didn't have your thing.
Evie.
Yeah, I know. Gods can be so fickle as well.
So
But
disappointed.
Gods don't like to write. They just like to pontificate.
he was just like a smoky head.
They hire other people to write for them.
The prophets.
All right.
Write this down. This is important.
But eventually, Hagor agreed to the terms, and he said he would instruct his people to take in the people of Morris Bend as refugees for a month and a day, if I could agree to stop the construct and the infinite sight.
A month and a day. What a weird, very specific amount.
It does seem odd, doesn't it? But the bargain was struck, and Hagor began to fade. And as I turned to leave the cave, I heard another voice.
You forgot about me. The tinier god in the corner. Oh.
If you couldn't hear that,
The god of treats.
it was the puppy
Yeah.
saying,
Oh.
"Meow."
Believe me, they'll be able to hear it.
That's good timing.
It was so perfect.
Another voice.
And I really wish that I could tell you more about who it was. But I can't.
Can you not remember?
You sworn to
I
secrecy.
don't think I could ever forget.
That's exactly
Sarah,
how I'm feeling.
calm your stomach. I know you just gave
That's
birth.
not my stomach. That's my ire.
Your ire gland.
Who was it? Was it somebody that hurt you?
I cannot tell you.
Why?
Are you under an oath?
You tell us everything, you.
You
How
say
can we
you're
follow a leader
I am under an oath.
that we...
I've been sworn to secrecy.
All right. That's good enough for me.
I would tell you if I could, but
What was-
Are you
otherwise
in-
it will cost me my life and I won't be here any longer.
Are you in danger?
I'm not in danger. It was a lovely meeting, and it's given me some additional power that I didn't have before, and this person actually delivered me to you. I mean, you delivered me here also.
Are you cheating on the trio?
No, not at all.
They're already a quadruple.
I don't know what I don't know.
The trio's a thruple, and she's a quadruple with them.
It's just an orgy of gods.
Welcome to
A
Aneria.
gorgy. A gorgy, yep.
So, well, I suppose if they delivered you to us, then we ought to be thankful.
Agreed.
We've got a month and a day,
But I would like to hear the rest of the story sometime.
and I pray that I will be able to reveal that to you.
Well, as long as you're not in any danger.
I'm not, and please know I don't take this lightly. I would tell you if I could.
I trust
We
you.
trust you.
Next time, get it in writing. Here, I have an extra one just for you.
Oh, thank you, Victor.
Keep it with you at all times.
And how nice that you can read all of your contracts now.
I have terrible handwriting.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Why didn't anyone tell me? But it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, it's like, you do?
The lines are all kind of doing...
Ceres is worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if that's bad handwriting, then...
Oh, your poor mother. All those letters. I
Yeah.
don't know what half of what she's saying is.
I know. Well, what is this place? What do we need to do? Where's Aventhi? Who can we kill?
Well,
I don't know
let me tell you what has happened.
Previously on.
There is too much. Let me sum up. Buttercup is marrying Humperdinck in little less than half an hour.
You guys keep adding characters to the story. I don't.
Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck!
I'm not listening. Right, and so, yeah, rather than in character, Sari will do one of her typical, rambling
Michael
This is
Pena
this.
and
catchphrases on everything.
Dratia leans over to Bolt
Oh,
and
well,
says, "Is
so
this
and so."
usual? Does she do this often?"
Yeah.
Who?
Okay.
Was
Who
his,
does that?
Dratia.
was
Oh,
his,
The other person in the room
Eve,
that you haven't met.
this is Dratia. She was frozen in time a couple rooms ago.
I didn't know she was
Victor's
so with you.
Dratia, the paragon.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Yeah. I am apparently his one of the paragons for his.
Honorable paragon.
Incredible. I wonder if your family tree links back. Let me see. Do they look alike?
She is a water genasi.
We can go to the
kind of
the family tree room if you
Yeah.
like.
Oh, well, What is that?
Is the seed.
It's a room that shows you your family tree apparently.
You go in
Sounds
and you touch
interesting.
this seed. It's floating in the air, and then it buries itself in the sand, and it displays your whole sort of genealogy. Mine was indigo, and I saw both my mother's and my dad's, as well as the genealogy of the Fellowship clan, which was very interesting. Ezra, there were two Ezras, but they had the same genealogy, which I thought was interesting.
Makes sense.
I was eating rations.
Yep.
Vicky had
You got a little snacky.
Vicky had elaborate lines of Genasi reaching back through the ages, and then Bolt just had a single. There was just one name,
Quinn.
Quinn.
Your maker.
Oh.
Our names.
That's what I'm assuming. I don't know for sure.
Man or woman.
That I don't know either.
Interesting.
Dead or alive.
That I don't know either. I mean,
I feel
I would assume dead
I feel
based
that
on my age. And
time is of the essence. Last we
Of
saw
course,
the
yeah.
golem, they were already into the Emerald Wilds. Don't know how much longer it will take them to reach Terabon, but
And it seems like the Arcanum's not really putting up much of a fight.
True.
they tried.
Did they really, though?
The
There
Arcanum
were
is
several
weak.
ships that got smacked up there
Sometimes I
like
don't
a
have
fly.
faith in them. All right.
Sunroom.
Sunroom?
sounds good to me.
Sunroom.
And we also saw a giant mimic. They looked like a treasure pile. We fought it for a little while, and it beseeched us to stop and gave us half the treasure in the next room to spare its life. It's the second mimic we've ever ran into, and the first one to ever speak to us.
Interesting.
I like how that's the most important part for Bolt. Is like, look at this cool
saw
creature
him.
that we saw.
Anyways,
Okay,
sun door, right?
where do we go?
I'm going to write it down in my journal.
So you head down the sun door, down this tunnel, which let me pull that.
Death asunder.
Because this is we've already touched the sun door and we're in the other side of it.
No, so basically there is an archway that has a picture of the sun. Actually, no, it doesn't have a picture of the sun.
Because
the
it
word.
says on the wall.
It says Anar on it, which is the
Oh,
Elvish
okay.
word for sun.
Got it.
Weren't
They like tiles?
there behind you on the wall behind you are the tiles.
From the
Right
previous
now,
room.
right now there's a blank square for the one you're in, which was the three sisters holding hands. There is the snake that's eating its own tail. There is the seed, and then there is the man kneeling with a bunch of swords stuck through his back.
Yeah.
Which one? And we've been in the...
We haven't
You've
been in
been
the
in-
man.
We've been
Sword and
everything
the
but
seed.
the sword.
Yeah, you've been in everything but the sword, and then of course water and sun door.
Do you think before proceeding we ought to check the other room to see if there's anything in there that might help us defeat event?
How do
not
we know that
Aventhi.
the sun is wearing
Everybody's Aventhi to me.
Yeah.
Every enemy is
Oh,
Aventhi.
Oh,
know
I
that-
said Aventhi too.
That's how
You did.
If you were a barbarian, that's how you would
I
read
said
it.
Aventhi
You
earlier.
see Venti's face appear
Yeah.
aura.
Julian.
How do
And
we
he
know
says-
that
he
the
says,
sun
"Gatorade
itself
is
is the place we're supposed to go?
We don't. Well,
Sorry.
the sword man could also be the right way. We don't know.
I say we try it, and if
I say we go to the sunroom, might be planned.
If nothing else, I don't want to leave any enemies at our back.
Agreed.
well, we
It
can
is
only
a guy.
go-
Swords are in his back, right?
So you're asking if we should like split
Might
the
be onto
party?
something.
No. No, let's go to this final room that we never visited. Or perhaps we ought to go to the seed room and let Evie see her genealogy really quick. It's really neat.
Well, do we have time?
I mean,
Not
time seems
really,
to
but
be a little different in here.
It doesn't take long.
Let's just go
We can do
really
it
quick.
Oh, wait. I'm worried about time in here, honestly, though.
Should always be worried about time when you're dealing with the infinite cycle. So we're going to the seed. Okay. So as you touch the chiseled carving for the seed, the area around you begins to shift. Bricks turn to sand and flow around until you find yourselves in a small circular room. In the center of the room is a smaller circular divide where the hardened stone gives way to a small patch of soft-looking sand. And hanging above it is a large teardrop seed floating in the air a few feet from the ground. And then the wall behind you displays the same symbols as before, except for the seed is now gone and the three sisters are back.
We all turn and smile at you creepily and be like, touch it.
smell
Join
it.
us.
Smell it first.
Wait, what does it smell like?
I made you smell it.
It smells much like a
Okay,
seed
Drax.
would, like just kind of that earthy smell.
We already tried that.
Okay, I'll touch it.
As Eve touches the seed, it pulses with dazzling forest green with hints of cherry blossoms at the edges. And then it sinks into the ground, leaving only the smell of not bad decay, but of a pine forest decaying kind of naturally. Kind of that pine fir smell near a babbling brook. Then names flare up on the far wall, starting with the name Evosia Ferricu at the bottom and springing from her a small tree. First her parents, Fiona and Darian, and then other names that Eve recognizes from her family and beyond to her whole village. But there is more room on the wall, and soon the roots of your tree begin spreading out, sprouting other trees and other names that you do not recognize. Then you begin to notice something strange. All of the other names you've seen are vibrant auras of bright, but these are dull colors, barely flickering. And by the way, by every other name, I mean all of you have seen these kind of shining with that kind of bright aura, but all of these are dull. Sorry. That
Including her forebears?
Eve's is the only one that is the standard brightness. Yeah.
Oh. Eve, are you adopted?
Then one shines brighter than the rest before it is quickly darkened and disappears. These bright lights begin flaring up all over the grove of trees, each one cut short before it can burn too brightly, leaving dark patches across all families displayed. One of the trees flares so brightly that it burns away and all other names are blackened before the whole area disappears, leaving nothing but a scorch mark where the tree once stood. Finally, Eve's light begins to glow brighter, but she does not burn out. Instead, it shines like a beacon that reflects in a few, but not all, of the remaining names. Finally, in the center of the grove, words appear that read, "Our will is stronger."
Were these magic bearers?
That's all the information.
There's
you
no
can
one
see.
to ask.
I wonder
That's what I was
if
thinking.
it's your embracing of magic that keeps you glowing.
It could be.
That wasn't as
Kind of sad.
That wasn't as happy as I was hoping it would be.
Let's go see this thing. Everyone in your family is dead.
Are you adopted?
I mean,
I should say
your
that,
parents are still alive.
your tree is still a tree.
But my parents,
The
theirs are not.
parents are just there. They're not glowing
Yeah.
brightly. They're not burnt out. It's just a few splotches on the tree on yours and all the others, and then there's just one that has been completely burned away, scoured away. And they're all kind of connected by this root system, but they are spread out kind of far from each other. So it's sort of like it's sort of just like spreading underground.
Did you recognize the names on that tree that burnt out?
You can go over and like try to brush away. See.
Brush.
Hey, you kind of brush it away a little bit, and you see there's actually one that remains, there's actually two that remain. One of them is named Torrey Nosera. And then the other one is her brother, but I have not thought of her brother's name. Michael.
So this is
Mikhail.
This
Yep,
represents all of
Masochists.
all pacifists. Thank you.
That's a bit depressing.
Oh, that's heavy. But look, your tree is still bright, and so are several others. It's going to be okay. I'm sorry that we came. Should we leave?
Should we go to the sword stabby guy or the sun?
Eve will kind of just put her hand on this burned tree. And then just kind of close her eyes for a minute.
Okay.
We can leave.
All right. It comes away and it is kind of blackened with soot.
This I can't say anything, but I want to talk to you later.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
So the words and everything starts to fade, collapse down into nothing, and you guys can turn around and leave the room.
Okay. Let's touch the picture of the guy with the swords in his back.
Yeah.
Okay. As you touch the chiseled carving of the crouched figure, the corridor around you begins to shift. I've said this plenty of times before. Hopefully it's old hat by now. Bricks turn to sand and flow around until you find yourself somewhere new.
Wait, bricks turn to sand?
Since when?
Holy
Last
crap!
time it was pebbles.
It took you that many times of repetition. A 20-foot long hallway stretches out before you into a central room with a high ceiling, where the statue of a kneeling man sits on a small dais. Beyond the statue is another corridor, each ending as yours does, a blank wall with the hilt of a sword sticking from its surface. From the circular room, there is also a small alcove displaying the symbols you saw before, but where the kneeling man should be is a blank square.
I'll walk into the room.
Okay. Are you looking at anything, or are you just walking in?
Just going to the room.
Okay, nothing happens.
So
The
there's
statue is of it was like what we saw in the door, right?
So the statue before you is a large man, naked, and that should be you should be used to that after Italy, right? Naked and kneeling on the stone dais. The artist has sculpted him with large muscles. His hands are clasped tightly to his chest, and his body is hunched over, and the top of his head has been neatly severed. On his back are 4 narrow slits, chunks carved out of the statue itself.
The top of his head has been severed.
Yep, from about the neck, it's just kind of like a clean slate of.
So he has no head.
So he has no head.
He has.
Does it look like the statue has been cut, or that it was carved that way?
It kind of looks like it was carved that way.
Now, you said there were swords around the room?
So there is a sword in the 20-foot hallway to your, we'll call it your left, if you're staring at the statue directly. And there is a sword in the hallway if you're staring
Someone help me with these.
to the right.
On the picture, didn't he have the swords in his back? Maybe we ought to place them there.
How many swords were in his back on the picture?
On the picture, you saw many more swords than there are like slits on his back. It looks like it was just a artist
So I
representation.
want to check one of the swords for a trap if I see any mechanical mechanism.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and give me a perception or investigation.
I pull it out.
Okay.
That's not one.
Which sword are you pulling out?
First
one-
one, closest one.
Okay, that would probably be the one that you guys came in. So let's see here.
Just walk up and.
So you go ahead and give me an athletics check, actually.
Oh, that was a little better than one. Oh, athletics.
Lay down.
It's a 7.
7. You can't budge it.
I need someone who's stronger than me, Eve.
You can't touch it or budget?
Budget.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't touch it like.
Can't budget.
We'll try. I will try.
I can't budget either because I lose my
can't
money
budget.
quicker than.
You just don't know how to take risks.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Can I aid her?
16 plus
At least.
7. 20.
Yeah, you can.
3?
You after a bit of pulling, you yank the sword out, and it is kind of this large bastard sword.
Am I the king now?
Yeah, sure. As you do, the floor over on the right-hand side at the entrance to the other lifts up about 10 feet into the air and seals off the other corridor.
So we can't get to the other sword.
You can't get to the other sword this time.
I wonder if we need to
Whoops.
time this.
Eve, can you put it back into the place you got it? See if it'll go back in and reset
Sure.
whatever this is.
I'm still the queen.
Queen Eve.
So the door
if you will.
going back
Put it back in.
into
yeah.
is what's locked, right?
The door. So the door on the right is locked now.
So the door going to the statue, we can't get to the statue.
So there's a hallway in statue, and then there's another hallway.
The door to the other hallway, so you can still get
Got
to the
it.
statue.
Okay, got it, got it.
So you put the sword back in.
Put it back in.
Like reset.
It resets right back down.
I'll go try the other sword.
Do you want me to?
Oh, bro, you should. Yeah. Go for it.
Let's get out of the way in case something seals.
So you're gonna go over to the other sword.
Yep.
And pull it out.
No. I'm gonna wait, and I think we should pull them at the same time. On the count of 3.
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
I didn't die.
17.
24.
So you actually have a little bit of trouble this time, but you managed to just barely pull it out. Both corridors get sealed off by a 10-foot.
So we're trapped in there.
You're both trapped in there.
Put them back.
This was a terrible idea.
Maybe we
Can
We need to take
can
the
we put them back?
sword
put
into
one.
okay.
Put one of them back.
Yes.
And
And then
take
put that one
the
in
other
the statue, and then it will open. the
Hello?
other
Anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Put your sword back.
All right.
Both of them?
I will put it back, and it ends
What's
up
that
opening
from?
Eve's.
It's Young Frankenstein.
Okay, thank you. Put the candle back.
Yeah. So when you put your sword back in, yours comes down.
Okay. We're putting this in the back of the guy?
Well, the statue,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, let's try it.
One of the slots. Try one of them.
So Bolt is still
Let
sealed
me
in the
know
other
when you're out of
corridor.
there. I'm assuming you're yelling the plan.
So you walk up with this rather large bastard sword, and you go to try and like fit it into one of the back slits, for lack of a better word, but it will not fit into any of them.
Won't fit. What size of sword do you have, Bolt?
Those of you remaining in the room, give me an investigation check.
Yeah, we need some people with
Natural
some brains.
Do I have a smaller
You've
sword?
come to the wrong
You
place.
do. You have a scimitar in your hand.
That's pretty wide, though. Wider than a bastard sword, usually.
It's one of those saber scimitars.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a saber. Don't give me that.
I will savor this moment forever.
Yeah. So what were the investigation checks?
10.
Natural 20 plus 3, 23.
11.
So Victor, your eyes are working. As the platform started raising up, you noticed that there was something that opened in the ceiling on both sides underneath the platforms. And they didn't raise up like all the way to the ceiling. They just raised up about 10 feet to block off the tunnel. So you can barely make the hint that there is something open up there now.
Hold on.
Maybe if someone
there's-
stabs someone.
There's something
Or if
up
someone
there.
had a flying broom.
You start hearing from another hallway. Nobody knows.
Trouble-lassie.
Specifically, it's over the other corridor, the first corridor that got blocked off.
Okay. And seeing that, I want to pull out my magic room and see if it functions.
Yeah, it functions fine in here.
All right, I'm going to investigate. See if there's anything up there. Don't put the swords in or anything. I don't want to die.
And I will go up there and look through the opening.
Okay.
I think
There is another sword in there.
Okay. I see what this is going on here.
All right, Gru.
I'm going to grab it. Gorals, we're going to pull it out.
Okay. You pull it out, and there's a mechanical chunk that comes from your corridor, off to your right if you're looking down towards the sealed.
Okay.
I'm sorry
Nothing
if you
else
die.
happens, though.
The walls are closing in. Oh, shit.
3PO.
I'll bring it down and see if it fits in any of the...
It definitely fits in one of them. Hey, you light it in. You slide it in. As you slide the first sword in, it dissolves into flowing sand that spirals around the statue and solidifies into the chin of the statue. Again, cleanly cut off to make it look like that's how the statue was always meant to be.
Oh, so we're building up his head.
Mm-hmm.
So did the door open for him?
No. He's still trapped in that corridor.
Is
There
there
was
any
a
other
ka-chunk,
openings
though.
I saw up there?
Try putting
None
the
that you
sword
can
back.
see.
I just heard a ka-chunk.
Do you know what
Gonna put yours
was
back?
it from in
Putting mine
front of you,
back.
behind you?
As you put your sword back, the other one lowers down. Bolt, you can now see everybody else.
But he still has the scimitar.
Nope, you
No.
put
I
yours
put it
back.
One of you stay with the other sword so we can see if it makes a ka-chunk sound.
Pull that out again and see if there's anything else that opens up in the ceiling.
Yeah, I will.
I'll stay with the other one.
I'll go ahead and
Okay.
pull it out.
Eve is sealed off as you pull on the other corridor, and it lifts up, and as it hits the top, it flips around, and there's a sword inside the actual like 10-foot raised platform now. Just another.
I'll grab that one.
Okay.
and go put it in.
Okay. As you put that sword in, it dissolves into flowing sand again, spiraling around the statue and solidifying
I'll come over
into the
put
head,
mine in
and
if it
yours
will
does
fit.
nothing at the time. So it's now forming a grimacing mouth. Like you can slide it into one of them. It's just not doing anything at this time.
Gunk.
And also, you did hear another ka-chunk in that same hallway.
Ooh.
Another ka-chunk.
Another ka-chunk.
So put it back, we bring...
There was
Eve
still
out.
one more hallway, right?
Nope, just the two.
Let's bring Eve back.
Were there any
out.
more slits in the back?
There are two more that you can see.
Eve, is there
There's the
anything
two
different in your
ka-chunks.
room?
Nope.
Well, let's
Seems like there's something down this
let's
other
lower the
hallway.
platform and see and investigate down that hallway.
Okay, so you put your sword back. Okay, as you put your sword back in, the other platform lowers down.
Eve, try pulling yours out now. What if
Okay.
it was a sequence of stuff?
Go ahead and
Do-
give me an
do you
athletics
need
check.
9.
9. Takes you a lot longer this time. You're getting a little tired. You're exerting yourself.
Sword goes in.
It's
Uh,
exhausting.
you
I've had
eventually-
a very long day.
You eventually pull the sword out. The platform raises up, and another corridor slides open on the right, leading down a pathway to another sword.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little careful and see if I can see any kind of like mechanisms of traps at this point.
Okay, go ahead and roll me.
Investigation?
Yep.
Nope. 24.
24. You don't see any traps.
Okay. I will go and see if I can take the other sword out.
Okay, you take the other sword out. Comes out easily. Another saber. I bet you they're probably all different. If I had more awareness.
One's a samurai sword.
Yeah, it's like a short sword, a katana,
Wait!
like ladies, right?
I could use that.
It goes in the back.
But your corridor is still sealed off.
Yeah. So I'll come back out and kind of just knock on the wall that's blocking the corridor. And Eve, if you could put the sword back. I found another one.
We are sorry, but the person you tried to dial is not this number. Please try again.
What's that?
I'm trying to reach you about your golem's warranty.
Okay, put it back in.
Okay. The platform lowers back down, and Bolt can now enter into the statue room.
And I will find the slot that it
Leave
fits
a
in and
message
try to slide it.
Yeah.
that
It dissolves in flowing sand once again, and forming the head up to the nose and the bottom of the eyes.
One more.
Which
There were-
the
you
other
had-
saber. So did that one that I just put in fit in the same slot that the previous one that didn't do anything did?
So the one that you've put in was a different slot. It's still
Okay.
Yeah.
So there.
Yep.
So I can obviously tell that the one from the corridor, the second sword.
Mhm.
So I'll go ahead and go and grab that one.
Okay.
I will tell you to get out of the other corridor
Okay,
though,
I'll wait.
just in case.
Okay.
In case that one's closed off forever. So I'm gonna go. I'll pull that one out.
Okay.
And I'll hurry back and slide it into the back of the
All right.
statue.
Once it's in place, it forming the piercing eyes and the short hair of the statue, and then the statue stands up straight, and a kind of more flowing sand surrounds it and creates this sort of like golden chain armor that's been it looks like it would be made out of like very fine material, but it's still stone, and the statue spins around with kind of a grinding sound until it's facing the wall opposite of where all of the symbols are, and then it holds its hands like this.
So it's clothed now?
Yes, it is now clothed.
What a shame.
No, no, it's just free balling it.
Yep.
It's waiting
I
for
don't
the
know.
bastard sword to go in front of it as a
And
self-censor
then-
bar.
And then the platform on the other side lowers back down.
Try the bastard sword.
Okay.
Or if you're tired. Well,
No, I can do it. 14.
Okay. You again, it's a little bit of a struggle, but you manage it. So you pull the sword out again. The platform
Lift
seals
with
off.
your back in a wrenching, twisting motion. That's how you do that.
And
Thanks.
so you
balls.
now have the bastard sword in your hand.
Not from the knees. You can
Okay.
hurt your knees that way.
What do we do with it?
Put it
Put
in
it
the
in his
hands
hands.
of the statue.
Stab
This
him in the
works.
junk.
So you kind of
what do you say?
Just go up underneath.
I was hoping
and
no
go,
one heard it.
1, 2, 3.
yeah.
I said stab him in the junk.
I don't know.
Do not
It
stab the
doesn't-
statue in its junk.
It's made
So hard.
Extra XP.
wiener
We
XP.
don't want the statue angry with us. Give me that sword. She'll put it in.
Go ahead and give me an
I
athletics.
just start screaming.
It's pretty epic.
That's 18.
Yeah, so Seredan manages to slide the hilt between the grip,
Now on the item.
and
Curse
the statue
ball
reacts
sack.
again and immediately slams the sword all the way down into the ground as it kneels again. So much so that you have to like kind of back out of the way to get out of the way of it, and kind of just stare straight ahead. And there's kind of this hiss and rush of air as another door opens
We did it.
into a darkened room.
Not quite sure what we did, but let's see what's in there. And sorry, we'll.
I'll use a bonus
Go in.
action and light up my fist.
Okay.
Since I don't have dark vision, so.
So you
Light up your fist
you
is like
enter into the room.
Like a flashlight.
I just go.
You enter into the room fist first. And
That's how I enter everything.
yes, and as you hit the barrier of darkness, your light goes out, and you cannot see.
I like.
Glow, no glow.
Oh, okay.
Let me check something.
It appears to be magical darkness, much like Sarah used to
I should
use.
probably go first then.
Ah, the good old days.
You walk in, it kind of feels like home.
I should probably go first since I can see in complete darkness.
So can I. Oh,
So you can
come on.
let's lead the way.
You can?
You can.
You do not have blind
I
fighting.
cannot.
So can I. Good.
One
Uh,
moment.
okay.
Give me
How'd you hit a
second.
wall walking
I don't.
straight?
Again, it's been a very long, like emotionally draining day.
I had to
Met a
talk
lot
to
of
Lucan
gods.
again.
Yeah, Lucan.
I want.
Still a douchebag.
But you can't go alone. It's dangerous. I'll put my hand on your back and follow you.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Let's stay together.
Listen, I want to
Everyone-
go slowly.
Hands on shoulders.
Everyone do
and
massage
give
train.
massage.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I want to go slowly and check for like any traps that might, like pit traps, that kind of stuff. I want to
Okay.
be kind of listening for them.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. You still have blind sight, so there won't be any disadvantage.
Okay.
If you're moving slowly.
This is which check?
Investigation or perception? Or perception. I kind of like either for
I'm gonna go with perception, so that's 8.
8. Yeah, you don't find any traps. especially as you go walking
Please
over.
don't tell me this is going to be.
Totally safe.
Remember
We all
what
get
happened
pulled
last
down
time?
together.
I will throw. I'm going to take Shadow Song out, and I'm going to direct it to just kind of like do a quick loop in front of us every like 5 or 10 feet.
Yeah, so like the first time that you send it out for the loop, it clangs into the back wall, and that kind of echolocation reveals that there is a figure kneeling in the room.
Ew, creepy!
I don't
Somebody
be
here
alarmed,
laughing.
but there's someone in here.
Are they? does the echolocation give me any indication of like size? Like are they humanoid size? Or are they like
Yeah, they're
gargantuan?
humanoid size. And you can tell that there is a lot of metal surrounding them.
Who's there?
Okay,
What does it smell like in here?
It smells like death.
For realies?
For really.
Really?
And it says, I have visitors after so long. Come closer, let me see you.
Well, why don't you come this way towards the light?
I can't.
I'm afraid I can't. And you hear the rattling of chains. I'm sort of trapped.
Don't trust him, it's a genie.
Sorry,
Show yourself.
none of
dying
us
to
can
leave.
see you.
That's probably for the best. I wouldn't want to scare you. Now, who are you?
What do you look like? Describe yourself.
Nothing but bones.
What would you say is your best feature?
The jawline.
Literally, I have 4 of them hanging.
Victor will step forward, but kind of not like in a rude way, but like kind of shrug off just so that people know not to follow. I guess.
So, are you part of the insipid forces of my jailer, or are you here to free me?
Which jailer is that? Is it the people called the Infinite Sight or the Morai?
The Morai. So who are the Infinite Sight?
You said too much. The Infinite Sight are on the side of the Morai.
No, then. They are no friends of mine.
Mine either.
Can we hear all this?
Do we trust the Morai?
You're the Morai.
Morai is
the
the
lady in the tomb who looks like...
That's right.
We'll tell you in a little bit.
But
We would have told Eve.
But out of character there, so we found one of them like in a sarcophagus, like a glass sarcophagus, and its body was it a sarcophagus? Yeah, and its sarcophagus was like made out of glass.
Blue and starry.
They're kind of like the face.
Cat said
And
don't
that's where we had
Things.
all the
like the 3 things.
fake things. Did they tell you about the writing on the
Yes,
desk?
yes,
Okay.
yes. They did. Okay. I got you.
Why are you
picking up
Why
where
are
you
you
picked
chained up?
I'm a prisoner here.
Well, that's obvious. I meant,
What
what did
in
you
for?
do to be a prisoner?
So much. But mostly I was on the wrong side of fate.
Me too.
So we see eye to eye. If you're kneeling, that is.
I don't know how tall are you. Depends.
Probably around your height. I mean, look, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is...
I'm above average.
So
They're very
defensive.
defensive about it.
as I approach, can I get any more indication of like features or anything? Like, is he?
Yeah, so
Orcs?
this figure is very much what he said he is, bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see with your kind of blind sight that they are skeletal in nature. And you can't really see anything else beyond that other than them just being a skeleton
Can
in
I do
chains.
a gut check, an investigation check, or whatever or perception insight to see if I can hear any guile in his voice, as far as like
Sure.
he's trying to
I mean-
pull a fast run on us.
The whole voice sounds like Guile, so
Right.
and
Could
not
you-
the Street Fighter
Could you
Guile.
get rid of this,
17.
whatever this spell is?
Yeah, he's definitely full of guile.
Whatever this spell is that's preventing us from seeing.
I'm afraid it's a permanent enchantment upon the room, in order for me not to see anything.
Not so sad.
Looks can be.
Then why did you ask us to step forward so you could see us?
Turn the phrase.
I don't know. I kind of trust this guy.
We are not so different.
Ezra,
I
you have
absolutely
proven to be
do
a
not.
bad judge of character on many occasions.
See yourself.
I'm with you, aren't I?
That's a good point. I now trust him.
So
I'm
you,
sorry, what is your name?
Zolvric.
Silver.
That sounds like a
History
villain's name if
check.
I've ever heard one.
Can I get advantage because I spent 100 years reading a bunch of books?
Go ahead,
I'm assuming
yeah.
some of them
Never
would be
been-
history.
a non-villain whose name didn't have a Z in it somewhere.
Maybe Prisoner Legends.
Ezra, for example.
Exactly.
I take umbrage.
26.
Yeah, you have heard of a Zolvrik before. It is the name of the one who was hunting the Morai in that story that you told.
Ooh. Ah, I remember this Zolvrik. Zolvrik?
Yeah.
Zolvrik. Do you not have it written down?
Sulfuric.
I can't remember if I added a V or
Sulfuric.
not.
I wrote it.
Yeah, Zolvrik. Yeah.
Zolrivik.
That's not what the V goes.
Oh, this is Zolrik.
Continue.
They were the one that was hunting the Morai.
How do you want?
Remind me,
fate?
because you talked to
It's
us.
difficult. Mostly it involves cloaking yourself from them.
You told the story
Can
of it,
you
right?
teach me?
Of everything, and remind me on
I absolutely could.
the Morai. He was.
So there were 3 Morai. That's the,
No, there's
the
a
3
three Morai,
sisters.
and he killed the 2 of them that he killed, and then one.
So he killed the one and scattered her pieces into the sea. And that's where the reflections in the water come from.
And then the other one was scattered into the sky.
Yep, and that's where the
So-
constellations were formed.
Well, scattered them onto the barrier.
Unfortunately, I cannot do any sort of training from my current predicament. And again, he rattles
I
his
don't
chains.
have time for training is the problem. I think I hunt perhaps a similar foe.
Why were you trying to kill Fates?
Do you not think it's strange that someone can see your entire future?
And bend it towards its will.
You have a smart friend in your group. You should listen to him.
That's the other Ezra. This one's not as smart.
It's true. I'm not the smart one. But it's relative, I guess.
Could be.
Do I remember anything else about, like, is he considered, I know he's like in the tale as like a cautionary thing, but was it one of those like, this is just a necessary evil type of a deal to get the stars and the reflections and things like that?
No, like from what you could tell from the story is he was completely the villain. Like,
Why?
And
What mistake did you make that ended you here?
I thought I had everything prepared for the third sister. Unfortunately, she had also hidden things from me. A band of heroes who took me down and brought me here, put me in chains, trapped me in darkness for all of eternity.
Why chain you instead of kill you?
On a scale from 1 to
die.
20, how strong do you think these heroes would have been?
45.
Wow, 4th edition, I see.
Paragon.
The problem with killing me is you can't.
Are you a lich?
Some might call me one. Some might call me more.
I know you were giving off bad guy vibes, but
Thank you.
I
I work
can't
on
help
over
but
here.
relate to your story. It seems I'm in a similar situation as
That's
Ezra.
it. So, we have reason to bargain.
Hold on.
What
I
other
think
monsters
so.
are we going to
Side hustle out of
We released Gebeth.
out of earshot.
Gotta hunt him down.
Now, yeah, I mean that's all it is just you just hunt him down later, right?
Yeah.
You guys remember what room we are currently in, right? The backstabbing room.
Oh.
Quite literally.
Oh.
I don't trust this.
History is
at
written
all.
by the victor, and if Infinite Sight
I
won,
didn't
they would
write
paint me as the villain.
I mean, probably.
Ezra, this is a vile creature.
Who could
I know
help
you.
us
I know.
win?
I know you feel some sort of kinship because you have similar situations, but it doesn't mean you should free it and wreak havoc upon the world.
But
How
if
do
we
we know
destroy
that
this
will happen?
place, will he not be let free?
He's a lich. Listen to his voice.
Does Sari know what a lich is?
Oh, I think everybody knows.
Probably
I think that is one thing that you like.
That's
every
the-
family tells
yeah.
stories of is
If you don't go to bed, the lich will get you.
Can I
Yeah.
insight check him if he seems like he won't
betray me. I don't know if I can get that much out of it.
Hey, you betray
go ahead
me?
and roll me an insight check.
Oh,
Zone of truth.
That's only a
I do
7.
have that.
7. Yeah,
problem
you
is
can't
they
really
can-
tell. Like he
They
seems like he
can
wants to get out and he's willing to make a deal for it.
Or they can tell you as much
that's
truth as they want about
actually a
what
really
to
good idea. If he's currently chained up and possibly does not have access to his magics,
say. Or somatic components.
there's a chance.
Does our magic work in here?
Does Zone of Truth require sight in order to draw the runes?
area.
Or in an area.
You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn, or starts there in its turn, must make a charisma saving throw.
And you'll know
An
if
affected
it
creature,
doesn't.
yeah, so it's not a sight thing.
Nope, not a sight thing.
It'll know, and you'll know that it's under the effects, but otherwise,
If you have the ability to force it to tell us the truth, whether it's its truth or the actual truth.
counterspell requires sight, right?
But I also this is Bolt's reasoning is if this lich can't teleport away, which most liches would have access to 9th level spells if they're that powerful, they can just dimension door, move wherever, right? Or have a longer teleport. If it can't teleport away, there's something holding here. The chains have like anti-magic or something like that in them, so hopefully we can get the zone to go off or to work. I say we should at least try before we think about it.
We're gonna find out that this is actually
Alright.
other Ezra that went back in time,
Third Ezra.
screwed everything up.
Well, because he tried to kill the Infinite
This
Sight
one also
before they
has
could
the
start. Yeah, this is the baby Hitler
This
paradox.
is you. This is you. You went back in time
That's why you can
to
relate
destroy
to
fate. And if you would have destroyed fate, then you wouldn't be stuck in this loop.
So you are going to
I will
Zone of
cast
Truth?
Zone of Truth.
Okay. So does it
It needs
say?
to make a charisma saving throw.
And she knows if it fails. By the way,
Is that part of the spell? Okay. Yeah. He intentionally fails his saving throw, and he says, "I will speak only truths."
all right. Where's your lich buddy that speaks only lies? I'm over here. No, you're not. You're over there, liar.
What would you do if we freed you?
I don't know. I don't know what the world looks like. Probably get back on my path of conquest. Is the third Morai dead?
Do I know how long ago the Morai thing happened?
Oh, it was before the shattering.
Why were you hunting fate? What had they done to you?
It was one of the only ways that I could foresee my end, is if they foresaw it. So I thought, why not take them out?
Do you mean us harm?
If you make a deal, I will leave you be.
What kind of deal do you have in mind?
Free me.
For?
In exchange, I will help you with this infinite sight problem that you are having.
And then you'll continue trying
is another
to
good
conquer the
enough
world?
I suppose. It depends on the state of the world. How is it?
You probably want to find another
Bro,
world.
It's actually very
Not
nice.
well.
It's not really
I mean,
a world anymore.
very
It's
nice.
Broken. Shattered.
There's lots of great architecture.
Lots of buttresses.
Broken how?
Some really big rivers.
splintered.
Bolts, do you want to explain how it's broken? Being that, you know.
No, not really. Well, the world that you once knew no longer exists. There was a threat from beyond the plane.
Yeah.
The fates predict that.
I don't know. They were dead by the time that happened, I'm sure.
Sorry, this is a Torrey question.
Yeah.
And you probably have answered this, but was Aneria called Aneria before it was broken apart? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that was the original name for it, as far as the Eternal Gale told you. It wasn't the name of a continent or anything. That was the name of the world.
Okay.
And each one probably would have called itself an area afterwards, potentially.
Okay.
Unless some egomaniacal person decided,
This is
I'm naming it Kevin Land or something like that.
Metaverse.
So,
The world that you knew was destroyed, essentially, by this being, I guess.
Then I would like to amend my earlier statement. I'd have to do a lot of information gathering before anything else.
Amend it how? Which earlier statement?
That I would go around and continue my plans to conquer.
So you're trying to bend the knee to this big devourer? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, sounds like a disgusting creature that would devour me in an instant. You don't become a lich by trying to work with people who would destroy you.
Agreed.
At least he's not an enemy.
I don't know.
Do you plan
I
on
don't know, guys.
killing the other... whatchamacallit? What are they called?
Morai.
He's already dead.
Already dead.
If they're
It's already dead?
yeah.
They're all three are dead.
The last
The
one
last
was
one's
in
in
this
that tomb.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We can take the infinite sight without the help of an arch villain.
Well, that's another question. Do we know if we stop this pyramid thing? I guess we don't know if it's just gonna like stop and then sink back in the ground, or go back to where it was, or if it's just gonna like, and release everything inside.
Should never trust a pyramid scheme.
I wish.
If you want him to be your buddy, I can make him fall in love with you.
No, it's
Yeah, we do have that vial of love sap.
I don't need that.
We either kill it or leave it here chained.
Or let it go. I don't think we should kill it.
It seems to think that we can't.
But
Well,
back to my earlier point, if we destroy...
If you remember from some of the stories of liches, they generally have a phylactery that exists elsewhere, and as they die.
Tell me where your phylactery is, and then we will have an agreement.
I refuse to answer that question. And you should know why. I would never give something up so willingly.
Is it in your pocket?
So the zone of truth doesn't force him to tell you.
Right.
He can still
just-
refuse to answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it-
Just so that's clear that it's not just a...
Yeah.
What's to say, to my earlier point, when if we destroy this colossus of whatever size, what's to say that this place is not destroyed and he's released either way?
That was what I was thinking. But we don't know for sure.
Should we take a vote?
Do you
Just
have any
don't raise your
loot?
hands.
Do you have any loot?
That's true. We wouldn't be able to see it.
I'm sorry, I think we need to make a pros and cons list.
I don't know that we have time.
I
you
think
guys.
there's a lot more pros than cons.
What pros?
Defeat the infinite sight, have somebody who knows
We can
how
do
to
that
hunt
anyway.
things, and not get your life completely destroyed, locked up maybe, but not ruined. There's not another Hema running around other than the phylactery. And that's not running, it's
His
sitting on
original
a shelf.
plan was to try to take over the world. He's amending it now so that he can gather information. Once he has that information, then he'll try to take over the world again. We cannot release this being into the world. We can
What
take
are
the
we,
infinite sight
what are
without
we
him.
trying to do?
Kill the infinite sight.
I
That's
see
clear
that
as
they are allies of the Morai, as you said. I'd be happy to oblige.
And then after that, we
And
just
after-
let you go on your merry little way.
Yes, and I don't kill you as I
What
have
is
said.
my alignment?
You don't kill us, but you destroy our world.
Destroy? Why would I want to destroy something I want to rule?
I live here too.
I don't want to rule
Destroy
ashes.
our livelihoods.
Lawful neutral. Wow.
I mean, I suppose if you'd like, you could become part of my cabal.
I already took the sword out with stone and the queen.
There's cable is no longer a thing. There's streaming services, and you sign up for each one individually.
Oh, the world has changed. What of Betamax? I had a lot of stock in Betamax.
Well, Laserdisc. You know what?
I can't believe we're even considering this or having this conversation. And Sarah will just leave. She leaves the room.
Sarah is so easy to upset sometimes.
You seem like the most level-headed of your group, Ezra.
That's not true. It would be Eve. I just am desperate. And there's another me running around in an organization that can change your life without you knowing and turn everything on its head and place itself in the seat of power, and no one would blink an eye.
Well, look, we know where Zuldrick is. Let's go scout out where the infinite sight is. If we need help, we can come back and get it.
All right.
So it's not a no. We'll be back later.
Let's just put a pin in it.
Let's put the pin in it.
Of course. I'll be here.
I want to do something, but I don't know. I'm not going to.
What would Ezra do?
I don't know.
How desperate is Ezra at this point?
WWEZD.
I will leave the room.
Okay. Everybody else leave as well?
But I will be not happy about it.
Okay. All right, as you leave the room,
Democracy.
the stone figure pulls the sword out and stands back at attention, and the door seals again.
Thanks, big guy.
Which is insane.
Ezra, I don't see how releasing him will better our situation. It may temporarily help us, but I think in the long run it's just going to bring us pain.
I think it's
As well as the rest of the world.
I think it's just selfish on my part. I see myself in those shackles.
I promise you we will make things right. We're in this together. You're not alone.
Right. I trust you.
Where do we go next?
Back to the sunroom.
Right.
We all need a tan.
So you go back to the door with the three sisters, or the room with the three sisters. It dissolves back into the room you are familiar with at the beginning of this session, and there is the sunroom before you. So the tunnel that leads down the path of the sun leads to sort of a bright wall of light at the end of it. And it is very soothing. It is like stepping into summer. You can smell just kind of that nice little like warm water smell, that happens. But yeah, that's what you see. What's it smell like?
I wonder if this is where that assembly hall is. Wherever that messenger person was supposed to go.
Is that assembly
Something you
hall? I
remember?
thought it was like cultural hall or something.
Definitely was not the assembly hall, but that is what Seredan called it.
remembers,
Yep.
The Colosseum, or I don't know.
Gathering hall?
Is there any like writing anywhere? No, like
No, just a wall of light.
This is definitely not compliant.
I'm gonna, is it like a
Yeah.
physical?
Yeah, like there's just bright light. You can't see anything past it.
I want to stick my weapon into it, scale breaker.
There's
From the other side, they just see this
Fillion's
sword.
on the other side, and you feel something poke him in the butt. And you're like, what the crap?
You see kind of like ripples on a pond, but they're golden. But your blade comes out and it looks clean.
It's not shinier.
Nope.
Hand.
Okay, yeah, again, ripples. You feel warmth as your hand goes through. And
No
then-
radiant damage.
No radiant damage.
Last
like-
time you glowed
It's
like
the
that,
Stargate.
you had the
It really
person.
is.
That feels nice. And she
Go
just
through the
walks
chopper
in.
eye!
Okay, so Seredan walks through, and she's gone.
I'll look at Ezra.
For science,
Go for it.
you're supposed to come with me. I don't want to die alone.
You got Sarah.
By the way, you can stick your head back through if you like.
It's fine.
No!
Yeah. Yeah, like literally the other side was the same.
Okay.
It's the white, formless void in there.
Hey, who stepped through?
I'll step through.
Looks like I peed my pants.
You're not cool.
Well, you did just get burned.
Yeah. You're not
I did
cool
just get burned.
unless you pee your pants.
My water broke.
Darian's coming!
He's
early!
Hopefully it's baby Darian, not full grown, like giant.
Still has a sharp antler, right?
Yes, still has the sharp antlers. Yeah. You can watch it on the playback.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I'm going through. Are you coming with me? Bolt, Ezra.
Yes, I'll go with you.
Okay, Dratia steps through as well. All right, she's here.
Oh yeah. What did she
Yeah.
think about freeing the lich?
She was keeping quiet about it. That's not an NPC.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah.
I'll stay here and guard the room while you guys go make good decisions.
So you guys step through. There's a short little tunnel, and then it opens up into a large audience chamber where there's a throne.
The assembly hall.
Yeah, where there is an empty throne sitting up on a dais. It kind of goes up into kind of this. It's like a tall domed ceiling. Again, much like the observatory, the top of it is glass, and you can see that same thrumming crystal in here. But what you also see are chronojerk crystals, the same orange crystals that were being mined outside, and they are lining the walls and just kind of reaching up to that dome ceiling, and they're all pulsing in time with it.
Like energy's going up to the ceiling, or
Yep.
they themselves are
Like-
lined up.
Like they're lined up and touching the ceiling, and there's a pulse of energy that is like
I
going
think this
upward.
is the power source. Was
I
people?
think this is Eve's throne. She is the queen, after all.
Don't touch these, though. Seems like when we touched them before,
Things happen.
Is that what they look like?
there's only so much Botox can do.
Yeah.
Do they have Botox here in Aneria?
Magical restoration, but it works the same.
It's called Chronotox.
It still requires like pig fat, but as a spell reagent.
So it goes up. Is it like in an arch?
Yeah,
Or-
it's like basically just like the room appears to have been covered with these crystals that are just like trailing up towards this glass ceiling.
Are they covering every inch of the walls?
Not
or
every
just-
inch, just kind
Just
of like
veins.
they've
or
been
whatever?
they've been attached to the walls,
Okay.
and you can see that they're like it looks like some of them are attached via just like metal clamps that have been stamped into the wall magically, or other ones are at the point where those clamps have broken and fallen away, and they've kind of just fused with the wall and they were spreading.
And there's no one in the room that we can see.
Nope.
I want to shoot one of these crystals with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yeah, so do you pick a specific one, or is it just like random, just shoot somewhere in the room? Yeah, one of the crystals shatters, and you watch kind of like this puff of smoke, and it kind of falls on the tile, and the tile kind of cracks a little bit, as if it's aging more rapidly than the rest for a moment, and then it just kind of fades away. Not the stone, the magical effect.
I wonder.
Is it the same dust as we saw out in the like area where they were
Yep.
mining?
Mhm.
So
Don't breathe that
disease
crap.
If this is some sort of power source, perhaps if we destroyed the rest of these crystals, it would stop the golem?
Would that
Sure.
release more of the gas in here?
I think so.
Probably, but it
Do it
doesn't
from
look
a
like it
distance.
dissipates.
I'll shoot one of them.
Okay. Yeah, again, like you make a chip in one of the crystals and or shatter part of the crystal, and the same thing happens. That kind of puff of smoke, and the pulsing kind of like goes around it, but doesn't like pulse in that crystal anymore. That's cracked. So same with the one that you shattered as well.
I think we're going to have to break a lot of these in order to stop the magic. Because if you noticed, his redirected around it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by doing this, are they going to notice our presence?
What if we
They
cut
haven't
just in a line
To stop the
the flow?
Is that
Flow?
I don't know.
Try it out.
Dratia says, "Is this dangerous? Do I need to be worried about the gas that it releases?"
I'll explain.
Yes,
to her.
don't breathe it. It
Yeah,
messes with you.
it is a. It seems to be some sort of a disease that
Oh.
ages you.
Pull out the mask and
Yeah, me too.
If you don't mind, I'll step on the other side of the door.
Yeah, it's fine.
And she steps back, and yeah,
Leave the. Leave the like butt of her scythe sticking through it, so we
Okay.
can like if we tap it or something, she
Sure.
knows to come in.
Yeah. Sounds good. And so you guys start smashing crystals.
Fireball.
Yep, just kind of like shattering as many as you can. It's releasing that gas, that
going
dust into the
full
air.
office space.
Yeah. And then you guys watch as the back door of not the back door, the throne itself slides open to reveal a passage with a staircase. And walking down those stairs, kind of in a hurry, is a cloaked figure that has Ezra's proportions. And he stops as soon as he sees you. And again, he's wearing that same mask as before, but he says, "What is this? What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
Ezra! What's happened
We're all
to
fine
you?
here. Just a weapons malfunction on the detention level.
Listen,
What,
Ezra.
what happened to me?
I've been wanting to talk to you. Yes.
You left me. You abandoned me
We didn't
to the
leave you.
infinite sight.
How? Explain.
You came back to us, but
In a different form.
Ezra came back.
You left, and I was alone. And Dallin was there, and he told me a better way. So I took it.
You mean in that room where we went down the ladder and we went and attacked and we all got the snot kicked out of us?
Yes.
We woke up. and you were not there. We were able to free ourselves, and
And left.
we found Ezra.
At the time, don't you understand? Our memory of you was gone. It was wiped out and replaced with the Ezra that we know and that is with us.
The wrong one, me.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I mean,
He's like when you
I-
make a copy and there's like the paper gets kind of crumpled.
Which one of you has a belly button? Which one doesn't? Belly button check. Clones don't have belly buttons.
You're on the path
Just kidding.
I was originally on.
And you're the path I didn't travel.
He's obviously the better looking one.
That's just the unicorn.
I was a little worried. I'm wondering about that. We'll get to it later. What?
You can't
Why are
trust
you here?
Julian. He plays with people. Messes with their lives for fun, for his own advantage.
He does it so that he can make the world a better place. You don't understand what we're doing here.
Chronergy will never make the world a better place. It will always be
You used to
abused.
think so.
Well, I was stupid. Or you are stupid.
We
We
were
are stupid.
What and how does he plan on making the world a better place?
Once Terabon is out of the way, we're taking this Colossus and we're taking the fight to the Arcanum. We're getting
Yeah.
rid of them.
That's
Well,
no.
why-
But why
Killing
Terabon?
innocent lives?
Terabon is the heart of corruption. They've done atrocities. I've seen the atrocities that they've done.
Every person in the city has done atrocities.
Their lineage is built on the bones of the dead.
There are millions.
Every lineage is built on the bones.
Even the children.
Well, let me ask you a hypothetical.
We know people there. Janjin, she's a wonderful person.
Yes,
Our
I'm sure you
economy is
have had a
You've
lot
met
of
it.
adventures
You-
without me.
If, let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say he gets rid of the Arcanum. Then what?
Does he put himself in place as the ruler?
Not ruler, protector
Of what?
From
of
what?
the world.
To protect from what? Do you even know what's really out there? I don't think you have the whole picture.
You mentioned something about a shattered world.
Yes, Aneria is not longer whole.
You're only looking at a very small corner of the painting.
We also are not fans of the Arcanum and plan to confront them at some point, but we don't have designs to rule the world in their place.
And you know that about us.
I don't know anything about you. I knew you all for a month, and then you abandoned me, just like my father, just like my mother.
Mother, maybe. But your father, our father, never left us.
You probably have a different experience than I do.
We know
He-
where she is. Your mother.
She's senile. She wouldn't recognize you.
But she is alive.
Ezra, we can take you to her. Please.
You're trying to lie to me. You're trying to get to Thulian.
Why would we
The
lie
only
to you?
thing that you know to be true is that these people are good people.
And you know the love we once shared.
Remember, you were really into it.
Yeah,
for a
these
minute.
two now hate each other. So
That's true.
Bolt,
I was like, oh, where is this coming from?
do you remember what we built together?
yes, the owl.
I've had a lot of time on my own, learning Chronergy, and years of it, decades even. But I've also improved on constructs as well. And he waves his hand out, and the floor starts to rumble a little bit, and a spike comes up and slams into the ground. And another one, and this creature pulls itself out, and it looks like a giant clock with four spider-like legs and two clawed hands. And he said, if you're not here to help Thulian, I need to stop you.
You don't need to do anything.
And we're going to go ahead and get into combat with that line. So give us just a moment. We'll be right back once we've got the map set up. All right, let's go ahead and roll initiatives here as we reveal the battle map and the beautiful beautiful
Clocky boy.
Clocky boy. Shouldn't call him that, but that's his name.
The clock construct.
Bolt.
13.
13. Victor.
That is a 15.
15. Eve.
12.
Seredan.
8.
8. Ezra.
17.
17. Okay. First up is the Clocky Boy. We're going to call him the Chronomanic... Clocky Boy. His name is Clocky Boy.
Chronomatic.
So cool.
So it is going to... you can see the gears in it start to like shift and twitch. And I need... Ezra, Victor, and Bolt to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
We should do an experiment and cut off your arm or something. That's
No!
Like Looper.
See if he's a voodoo doll.
him.
I
won't
think
do that.
anybody within 10 feet of Eve gets +5, right?
Yep.
4.
That's everyone.
22.
22 for Ezra.
18.
18 for Bolt. Victor with the +5.
Oh, with a +5. So it's going to be 13.
13. So this thing starts to like slow time around the three of you, and Victor just freezes completely.
Damn it.
So
Think
you
he's out to
are,
fight again. Par for the course.
you are considered petrified, except for you're not an inanimate substance, and your weight doesn't increase until the end of your next turn.
Am I no longer a person?
Okay, sorry, what is that from?
The clock.
The clock.
It did like, it's like gears and
It went-
stuff.
like basically the time stopped on that kind of flowing circle, and that's when it was.
So,
Someone let Dratia know by kicking the edge of her staff that's sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this thing, and then it's going to move forward 30 feet.
Does it move really slow and put a hole in the floor?
it's kind of
Yeah,
like
did it break through the
um,
floor, or did the floor like open up?
It
Wild Wild
it
West
opened
is
up
what
like
it's
pieces of it,
yeah.
the piece of the tile
Goldsmith?
Yeah.
broke away, and this
And
thing like
legless?
formed from
Yes.
a bunch
Yeah.
of gears. And
Wow.
let's see.
It's a Wild Wild West.
That is all it's going to do, and it's going to be right there. And then
I know
it
the
is-
model itself is really big. Well, what's its actual size category?
It is technically it's a large, but for this one it's a huge creature.
It's totally
So, 3x3?
Yep.
So I'm going to drop a thing below it, and that will be our indicator of...
Where it's actually
Yep.
listed.
Yep.
Okay, and then it is Ezra's turn.
Okay.
Sorry, not you, Ezra.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, it
I
is.
was like, oh, shit. Okay.
Now, the other one's Nezra.
Let's see. I'm gonna move. Am I like slowed or anything?
No.
Okay.
For the purposes of
Can I move through spaces?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move through your allies.
For the purposes of my ruby,
You have 40.
30.
remember?
thing, if
Again,
you
if I have
advance
40.
on something that attacks me, is that considered an attack against me or no?
No, it was the same.
I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
So. Go right there. And that's my turn.
Are you next to him, or
Mm,
are you
within-
saying anything as well, or is that
Just sprinting.
okay?
Ezra, stop this madness.
What were you saying earlier? When you went through the star room?
I don't remember what I
I'm
said.
the real Ezra, or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't forget I'm the real one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Feels like so long ago.
And then it is Dratia, who has not been informed yet by anybody. So she is just going to wait. Victor.
She's going to hold her action.
Yep,
forever.
like she doesn't know that anything's happening. The wall of light basically blocks everything from sight, so she is not sure on what's going on.
It's +5, right?
Oh, sorry, it's at the end of your turn. You are just freed from it. So you stop for a moment, and then like everybody just watches as you just freeze, and then you kind of stumble forward. So.
It's like gray
Oh, there's
boy.
what happened?
Over a gray boy that freezes.
This is no time to freeze up.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Your turn.
Didn't
I'm
realize
going
I was frozen.
to run up right next to it,
Okay.
and I'm going to punch it. Do what I do.
Okay.
That's a 30.
30, yeah, that will hit.
Okay. 12 damage. Thunder damage.
Okay. So yeah, your fist slams into it, and as you pull away, it doesn't look like it did anything.
Does a dolorous tone ring through the air?
Yeah, you still get that thunder tone.
It is magic, by the way.
Yep.
So, okay. Alright. Interesting. I only have one more option for my action, right?
You get to make 2 attacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can only do...
If you take the attack action, then yeah, you can make 2
I
attacks.
cast a spell or anything like that. So I'll just do another one.
Okay.
And that is 22.
22 will hit.
4... 13 damage.
Okay. Again, yeah, your fist slams into it. You still see that kind of synaptic feedback that will hinder it, but it doesn't look like it did any damage.
Okay.
You can tell.
And then as a bonus action, I think I have a use of my guardian armor because I did it once. I think I have two charges now because of the second fragment.
Yes.
So I will, and then I will give you all 6 temporary hit points. And that's it.
Then it is Eve's turn. I'm showing you with damage.
Yeah, because that was from before.
You can go ahead and heal that. No hit die.
when you
can just-
leveled, you would have gotten full, right?
No, not necessarily. That's a
It's an RPG thing usually.
Yep. But
I mean, it's a great idea.
yeah. I think you would have had enough
In that
time.
case, are you also letting me get some spell slots back?
No, you didn't have enough time for a long rest, but you would have had enough time for like a
The
short
girls
rest.
can try. Okay.
Maybe if you would have released a certain lich.
Okay, I will cast Bless.
It's like, you're all undead now. You're all witches.
Victor, Sarai, and Bolt. Sorry, Ezra, you're too far away.
Is it one that you can give to Ford? You can give it
No.
to yourself? Okay.
I can't. I don't have any sentinel spell slots.
Okay.
And then, as bonus action, I will, for the first time, use my Hexblade
For the first time in
Curse.
forever.
Do I recognize what she's done at all?
No.
Okay.
You see a kind of this little like streak of darkness, kind of nebulous darkness that flies out. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Actually, that seems like a better use of my
12.
no.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just kind of this nebulous streak of darkness that kind of starts kind of binding around this. I'm assuming it's the clock. Yes.
The darkness.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you want to move or anything, or are you good where you're at?
I'll move up next to Bolt.
Alright. Seredan, it is your turn.
Okay.
I haven't fought next to you for years.
She'll run up, and as she's running, say, Evie, what was that? As she makes some attacks.
Changes.
Whoa, chill out there, bud.
That is the loudest bag.
Okay, that is
Sorry.
a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Okay. Let's see if I do damage. That's do 13 damage.
13. Okay. Yeah, your sword slashes across it, and you can hear the metal scrape and everything, and you added your fire damage to that too. Right?
Yes.
Okay. But there is no effect as far as you can tell.
This isn't working. Yeah, well, I'll make my second attack.
Okay.
That's a 27 to hit
27 will hit.
for 18.
18. Okay.
And then
What's the one that removes immunity?
Bane is like reverse bless, gives him a -4.
There's one that's like an elemental. You choose an element and they're
Absorb elements.
it's in
That one. That one.
there's
Like,
yeah.
it
there's
removes
a,
their immunity.
well, it just removes their resistance.
Isn't it just
doesn't
bestow
remove
curse?
immunity.
Might be bestow curse.
No, it's like anyway, I know what you're talking about. It's
Something.
elemental something.
Yeah.
Kofirian Mother has that.
Just looking at my bonus actions, and there's nothing more that I want to try and do. Well, I'm gonna just make another attack because there's not a lot else for me to do right now. Well. No. This is a 19 to hit.
A 19. I think that should hit. Let's see. Yes.
For 13 damage.
13. Okay.
And then she's gonna just kind of skirt along the side of it here. I'm still within 10 feet of Eve, but
Just under the feet, trying
yeah.
to like slash as you go spinning through. Okay, yeah, so you three just kind of run up to it. Eve's magic surrounds it a little bit. Bolt just starts like pounding on it. And Seredan kind of comes in and tries to slice at one of the legs. And it just doesn't seem to have any effect. And then it is on the other side of the battlefield, Ezra. But not our Ezra.
Nezra.
And he looks at you and he says, "Stay away from me. Just go away. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. You can choose to fail it if you'd like."
13.
13. No, that isn't a success.
I'm gonna use my epic die.
I think you also have a new ability at level 9 if you would like.
Oh, that's right.
Indomitable.
Indomitable. So I just get to reroll that.
Yes.
Right? Crit.
Okay, yeah, you feel like this magic pressing around you, like it's trying to push you away, teleport you to another space.
I know all your
And
old tricks.
you manage to like just kind of like shrug it off and break through it before it gets a hold of you. And he looks incredibly surprised, and I don't think he has any bonus actions. Let me just double check though. Actually, you know what? You know what's funny? He's going to use one of his coronal shifts.
Oh.
You need to re-roll that saving throw again as he tries to push in even harder.
Come on, crit. That's a 23.
Okay, yeah. You still manage to push through it.
Just trudging forward, head down.
And
Horn forward.
he's going to take the opportunity to see that like you're not going anywhere, so he's going to fly 30 feet into the air.
Bastard. Okay.
Me bastard.
And he says, "Ezra, just join with me. We can save Mother. We can do everything that we want to do." Okay.
Join, like, physically, or do you mean just partner?
Partner.
Yeah, if they touch, are they gonna like?
I would be curious, actually, to see what would happen if you two touched.
Hey, it is the top of the round with the chronomatic enhancer. And you watch as, after some delay, 2 dents appear in its body, and then some slash marks along its leg as it takes the damage that it delayed.
Oh, good, so it's not invincible.
Only for one turn it is.
It's like a chicken when you cut off its head. Doesn't know it's dead yet.
I yell out to Victor, let Dratia know.
But they are.
You have to go. You can't hear anything. I had her poke the end of her scythe
Stab.
through so you could like tap
He
it.
is also going to try and recharge one of the things. He does not. So the gears are going to shift, and you watch them kind of spin up, and then they just go really slow And we're gonna have Bolt, Eve, and Seredan roll me Constitution saving throw again.
Remember, get +5. If
Bolt,
within
30.
30? Eve?
Sorry, calculating
Sari?
17.
17?
21.
21? All of you managed to shrug off this this slowing effect that was being pushed down onto you.
Phew.
And then, not seeing any other recourse, it is just going to make 2 slam attacks. The first one is going to be against Eve with disadvantage. So that is a 16 to hit.
That will miss.
So one of the spiked feet comes down and tries to slam into you, and you kind of duck out of the way. And the other one is just against Bolt, which is a 23 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay.
Not a crit, right?
Not a crit. Nope.
We were joking about that the other day. He's like, I always seem to crit against you, and I don't know why.
That's why you picked up your armor, right?
Yeah, I was like, I need toughness.
16 bludgeoning damage is one of the other.
But I will do interception as
Okay.
my reaction.
Oh.
So that reduces it by 1d10 plus 4. D10. Thank you.
Oh,
So 10 plus 4, 14.
14.
2 damage.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, Eve's shield comes around and kind of deflects the claw off, so it only scrapes your shoulder pad a little bit.
Oh, Evie, I'm so glad you're back. For a variety of reasons.
Oh, I don't know. This is kind of like a retcon. Bolt looks different than you. Don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
They came back as like
Yes.
skinnier armor and stuff.
Yeah, that was before.
That was before this. Never
Yeah.
mind. I thought it was
Yep.
a 100-year thing.
No, the only thing that looks different about Bolt after 100 years is a few more dents and the beard, the metal beard that you
Magnetic beard.
created for yourself.
By the
because
way,
you
I
were
liked
bored.
the facial hair. It was
Thanks.
very distinguished.
So when we were in combat, it always ends up like getting shifted.
Ezra, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna use teleport for my unicorn horn. Just go
Oh,
30 feet up and try and tackle him out of the air.
okay.
Grapple him?
I need you to roll me. Ooh, wow. Let's call it a Constitution saving throw, please. Actually, let's roll the contest too while we're doing this.
Which do you?
Let's do the saving throw first.
Okay. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
After that. Okay, that's better. 17.
Can you? How many times can you use Indomitable?
Just once.
For a short rest.
Long rest.
So he failed his con compared to yours in that contest. So you get flashes in your brain of Ezra yourself talking to Thulian Krall. Thulian Krall says, "Your friends have abandoned you. I can show you a better path, and I can teach you how to harness this magic that you've been curious about."
Ezra is Jinx.
And Ezra accepts the offer, seeing no other recourse, seeing that basically the Arcanum has his father, his friends left without, his supposed friends left without him. After only knowing them for the month, he knew that he probably should have trusted them immediately with it. And that's the flash that you get. Now let's go ahead and roll the grapple contest to see if you can actually bring him to the ground.
So it's athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Uh,
I think it is just athletics.
for you, it's
Yes.
athletics. For
Okay.
them, it's either.
I'm gonna use that. Okay, so that's it's only a 13.
Well, it beats a 2.
Oh.
Yeah. You managed to grapple and bring them down 30 feet. So you're
Take
each
some
going to
full
take
damage.
3d6. Do you want to try and angle so that you land on him, he lands on you? No? Okay. So take 9 damage.
Okay.
He will take 9 damage as well. Okay.
This
Is
is
that all?
cool, like cinematic,
It is. So
Ezra
cool.
versus Nezra while we're over here fighting the clockwork golem thing.
Do you say anything as well?
Yeah, I'll say you have to stop. You're making your decisions out of fear, childish fear of being abandoned by your friends, by your family. Snap out of it.
Give me a persuasion check.
That is a 19.
Okay. Yeah, he stops struggling quite as much. You made a little bit of headway.
And then you start saying, "Stop hating yourself. Stop hating yourself." That's what brothers do, right?
Yeah.
You guys are sort of like brothers.
Okay. Alrighty, good turn.
You really are hitting yourself.
Yes, you are literally
yourself.
you're punching him.
You get a black eye. As a result.
Dratia is still not doing anything.
So
She's
is
not
my unicorn gone now?
So you've used the teleport.
And one heal.
Yeah.
We've got 2 more heals to hit.
Didn't you use the teleport for the aberrant mind render?
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what, 3 teleports?
No, it's only one.
See, here it has 1 per day.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 1 use, and then it's done.
Okay.
So, for the sake of story,
Can I trade my 2 healing touches
Yes.
for a teleport, and then now my...
you land on the ground, kind of smash into it, and the horn hits the stone floor and just chips off and goes clattering off.
What about the hair?
The hair is up to you. Do you want it to
God.
remain? It is.
Instantly just
It,
erased
it falls away to reveal Ezra's
like to
normal hair.
She was over fighting. She's like,
We've lost too much.
It blows
We should have gone the legit
it like blows across like a tumbleweed.
Yeah, blows majestic.
what about the ascot?
And it waves as it plays
Ascot's still
the
there.
sad walking away music from the Hulk.
It's still a little bit fabulous.
Okay. Dratia still is doing nothing. Victor, it is your turn.
Alright, I'll take a step back. So that's 10. I'll smack the end of her whatever scythe.
She pokes her head and she goes, "Oh,
Time for battle.
I see that."
4 a.m. time for milking.
Ready yourself.
And then I'll take my remaining, so that was 10. I'll take another 20 steps forward.
Do you want to get next to it? Because that's 30.
No, I'm going to throw stuff so I can do my piercing. I'm going to throw my...
Not one more to give me plus 1 AC.
That would still put you within
10 feet.
If you move behind him, right, then you're still 5 feet away.
So 10.
Does someone
Yeah.
want to stand next to you?
You could be like this.
Yeah.
I have that too. I have that too.
And you're
That's
still
fine.
10 feet away,
I'll-
so
that's
you're
fine, I'll
still
step
you would
forward.
have disadvantage.
So, make my attack. That is
There
a
you go.
18.
An 18 will hit.
And that's going to be with this plus my sneak attack.
Sneak attack. Snack
Snake
attack.
attack.
I
Like a
throw
snake.
snakes at him, and I'm going to reroll one
They
of those.
come out of use.
6. What's happening?
So that's going to be
Flying snakes.
25. Yeah, 25.
Okay.
For the sneak attack plus 10, so 35 total.
35 total. So
Wait, and yes, 35 total because I've already used the flame strike 2 episodes ago, and we haven't.
for Cinder Hearts. So if you want to put Cinder Hearts somewhere on the map as well, just somewhere around this way. And so you come behind Bolt, and Victor tosses out one of his blades, and it kind of slashes against this thing, kind of rattles around inside the gears, and slams down on the back. But it doesn't. Again, there's no like visible effect that you can see at this time.
Okay. And then for my bonus action,
We're all like,
I am going to click my boots of speed together. And I have about 3 minutes left based on my calculations of the fights we've had.
Okay.
So I'll click my boots together and that's it.
Sounds good. All right, Bolt, 'tis your turn.
Should have done that first, but that's okay.
Well, let's go ahead and just keep hitting it.
Okay.
Keep trying to hit it. 26.
26 will hit.
um, 9 damage. Oh, by the way, I was looking at the wrong damage thing last time. It gave you the +4 instead of the +8. So can you add 8 more damage to him?
I'll give you an epic die.
All right.
I'll take it.
Consolation prize. Remember your damage. Okay.
Well, I have 2 things. One Thunder Gauntlet that uses intelligence, and another one that uses strength.
Okay.
Same thing?
Yep.
18.
18 will hit.
That is 11 damage.
Okay.
And it does have its disadvantage.
Yeah, again, you're just kind of clobbering away at this thing, and it kind of rocks back a little bit with each hit,
one
but
of those
it's not
like it's got one of
affected.
the dangling things and a grandfather clock, and I'm like against it.
Stop hitting the uvula.
It throws up gears. Eve, it is your turn.
Okay, I will attack it with what did I name it? Tempered Mercy.
Oh, that's right. I was like, it's right there, but you didn't
Yeah,
name it on
so that is a 20 to hit.
20 will
With
hit.
tempered mercy doesn't work as well.
A Tempered Mercy. And
My temper.
Yeah.
that is.
That's what the barbarian says.
13.
13, okay.
Do you need to know what the damage is? Okay. Like the damage types.
We're good.
Okay.
He doesn't need to know how much damage
19.
either.
And it doesn't that mean that
If you've got Hexblade's Curse on,
I do.
You should also, by the way, be adding your proficiency bonus to the damage.
Oh, yes. So
that's
it's
an
another
extra
4.
Okay, an extra 4.
So that gives you a crit, right?
So now this is a crit.
Yeah.
So that's 2d8. So 16 plus 5 plus 4.
4. So that's 25.
Thank you. Plus smite.
Roll 2d8, or, yeah, if you're adding a smite.
Adding a smite.
Okay.
Ugh. That spell slots. What is smite? I can't remember.
2d8 if you used first level.
Yeah.
So that's another 16. So that would be 41.
Okay, 41.
Plus
And then you gotta roll it.
You have to roll the dice as well.
Oh!
Did you roll the first set of
7,
damage dice?
9.
50.
Do you want a epic die?
Yeah, and roll the smite dice. So that's 50 plus.
Plus
Oh,
your
sorry.
1.
Assume that was the smite die because your weapon's just a d8, right?
Uh-huh.
With
Okay.
radiant damage, though.
Yeah, I get radiant, so I get 2d8.
It's like a 2d8.
2d8 total.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So then yeah,
so
2 more
50 and then
d8.
another 2.
So
50
6
plus 9.
plus
So
3.
59.
Wow.
Sick.
Booyah!
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so Eve smashes into it once, the leg kind of skitters a bit and it kind of tilts down to one side, and you just rear back and slam this full force. The trio's call just rings out throughout this thing, and as you pull the mace away, there doesn't appear to be any damage. Yeah.
That was there.
That is the trio's call. Cannon.
I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
It's a good one.
Anything else you'd like to do?
It's frustrating. No, that's it.
Okay, Seredan.
Yeah, she'll kind of notice the I'm gonna skirt back 5 feet this way, and notice the the damage that kind of came a few seconds later, and just be like, oh, chronomancy, clever girl. I'm going to bonus action.
It has a dangling thing. It's not a
Clocky boy, remember?
I'm going to use my bonus action to use my Vow of Enmity on it.
Okay.
So that I have advantage on all attacks against it for 1 minute. And then I'm going to take the attack action. And that is
just roll a handful of dice.
going to be a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
For 16 damage. 16 damage.
16. Okay.
And then I'm not going to even use the bless unless I get a low roll, I guess. Oh, so close. 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 17.
Okay.
And then crit.
Nice.
Crit happens.
I haven't crit for like 2 months. I swear. The problem is I have like 3 spell slots left, and they're all 3rd level, and I don't think I want to use one. But screw it, I won't use one. Okay, so that's gonna be 16 plus 32, so 48. plus 21, so that's 69.
Okay.
Am I right?
Nice.
Plus,
Nice.
I know. Sorry.
Oh, you got to add more to it?
No, wait. Yeah. 69 plus 6, so 75.
75.
Not as
So yeah, she's just like with the other side.
Yep, and then you slash
And she's
the
like,
sword, and there is no damage that you can see. Okay. And then it is Nezra's turn. And he is... I need actually you to make me a Constitution saving throw again. Sorry, you, Ezra. Regular Ezra.
12.
Okay, you are the winner in the contest again. So you're still grappling with him. You get more flashes in your head. You see Ezra and Thulian working together, reading through the book. He's explaining how chronomancy works, and you also see that he gives him a necklace, kind of a token welcoming him to the infinite sight. It's one of those chronergic crystals that he says will give him greater power.
This is the echo scene on the bridge.
The
Because he sees Ezra being like,
We're still talking about
arcane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are just out of curiosity, and maybe you, but are the flashes going both ways? Like, is Nezra?
It doesn't appear that anything like he hasn't won the contest yet, so
Okay.
yeah, Nezra's not
I see,
seeing
I see,
anything.
I see.
in-
Okay.
Who can choose to fail it?
I know.
No, I want you to learn. We already know your story.
But Ezra doesn't.
Okay, and then he is going to let's see. He is going to so he's gonna take his hands and kind of like weave them. Now when he's grappled,
He just doesn't have moves.
he just doesn't have move speed, and he kind of just pushes them under him, and he says, "I said, get away!" And he slams his hands into you, and a gout of flame is going to flare up, and it's going to shoot 30 feet up into the air. But you're right in the heart of it. So I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, probably with disadvantage on this. I'm going to say because you are within
Natural 1.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna grab on for dear life and just take it.
Okay, so you are going to take.
I'm not even gonna
Since it's a
scream. I'm
it's a
just gonna
ranged spell,
stare
doesn't
in
it
his
take-
eyes as I just.
Nope,
burn.
it's not a ranged spell. It's just a spell. So you're gonna take 13 fire damage.
Okay.
And as it like fades away, you're like smoldering, smoking. Your skin's a little blackened, and he says, "Why do you persist?"
Smolder. He's still got it, even without the.
Even without the golden mane.
Yeah, it just looks like that's what burned the hair off. Maybe it'll grow back. Okay. And then it is the top of the round with the Chronomatic Enhancer, which all of a sudden a couple more dents appear in it. The knife strike kind of cracks some of the gears, and then all of a sudden 2 large strikes hit it at the same time, and it just shatters the thing into pieces, and it falls around you. Okay. And then it is Ezra's turn. So that is...
Did your Tia ever get to go?
she will be up next. She is aware of the fight that is happening. You can get rid of our wonderful Clocky Boy.
Bye bye,
Bye,
Clocky Boy.
Cloggy boy.
You were great.
Cheers.
Bling bling boy.
So much work for 2 rounds of
It
combat.
was fun though. One of these days I'll have a big shelf I can put them all on.
Yeah, plus I can pull more of those out now.
Yeah, more Clocky Boys.
Hey, what would you... Oh, sorry. At the beginning of your turn, it's time for another Constitution contest. By the way, if you guys are curious, this is the mysterious stranger that has been on the in the campaign for the longest time. My character, so that I can see the campaign characters.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it to Ezra or Nezra like 8 sessions ago or something like that.
I only got a 10.
Well, he rolled a natural 1. So
Wow,
you see him You see him as he's standing at a doorway and he's looking out at a scene by the river, and you can see like the small town. And Thulian says, "Go. Take your time. You have all of it in the world. Live among Hero Dell as I once did, and train yourself. And when you come back, you will understand." And he nods and he claps Thulian on the shoulder. It's not really affection, it's just sort of like a thank you for doing this. And then he steps through this portal. Okay, so what would you like to do?
Alright, I'm just gonna keep grappling him.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna talk to him basically and just say, your fear has left you susceptible to the lies of the infinite sight. You're running around in a world full of darkness, trying to fight it with fear, but that just makes you a scared child. Love and protecting those that you love, that's where strength is. I'll just keep holding them.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
11.
Yeah, okay. He kind of slumps in your arms a bit. He says, "Was I really so foolish?"
We all make mistakes. And the hardest person to forgive is ourselves.
Are they our friends, your friends?
They're our friend.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened, and I'm sorry this happened to you.
I'm sorry too. I'll do what I can to make amends.
During this, I guess Victor wants to kind of approach slowly,
Okay.
kind of seeing what's going on, and he'll put his hand out.
Come on, you two.
Get up.
Yeah.
Let him up.
Okay. He's gonna stand up and dust himself off, and he goes, "You have a bit of soot. Sorry."
Ezra, we would never have abandoned you. It was the deceit of Thulian that started this all. And Ezra, and she looks at the other Ezra. We're gonna have to come up with it. You're easy, she says to the to the old Ezra.
Oh.
And you're Jaja. And Jaja, what happened to your horn?
Broke and full. But I don't think we can go on with two of us. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, it's chronergy. It's not exactly supposed to make too much sense. But we didn't destroy each other on contact, which is a good sign. Very risky, by the way.
Kind of feel like we should all have a group hug or something and hug it out.
It sounds like a great idea, and I will just grab everyone's squeeze. I haven't seen you in over 100 years.
I haven't seen you in 248.
248?
It's been a long time.
How is that possible?
Time magic.
Do you owe him back pay?
My brain is broken.
No. All debts are settled.
Okay, got it in writing?
Sure. Sorry about your construct. Great job, by the way.
I'm surprised he fell so quickly. I'll have to work on it.
We are quite a bit stronger than you last saw us.
And you are quite a bit stronger than when we last saw you.
I've had a lot of time to learn.
Yeah, but with all that time, I thought you'd be higher level than what you are.
Ouch. Missed you too, Eve.
Joking!
And I guess amid all this, as everyone's kind of like doing stuff, Victor wants to pull Ezra aside for a second and says,
That was quite honorable, what you did there. I know it wasn't hard, or it wasn't easy to do. It must have been very hard for you.
Well, as I see it, I'm the aberration to time.
Not to us.
His path wasn't really altered. Mine was. He was just
Oh,
susceptible.
hold on a minute. He's been gone for 248 years. You've been with us since, well, as far as we know.
The beginning.
Right.
If Thulian hadn't messed with time, that would not have been the case, I think.
I don't think it's a good idea to dwell on
Res-
what could have been or should have
well,
been.
not that, but restoring.
Can I ask?
Natural
Like, this
order.
is a Colby question. So, like, in our minds,
Mhm.
in our memories, do we remember like Chronergist Ezra up to the point where we met Thulian and then knew Ezra, or do we simultaneously have memories of like?
Did both Ezras go to Six Hills with us?
Yeah.
No, actually, both Ezras. You have memories of both Ezras
Right.
at Six Hills.
So, so Sarah's like, Jaja, in my mind...
That one's you, right?
I yes. I don't know how it is for you, but in my mind, and I presume everyone else's, it's not like we remember him up until we met Thulian, and then we remember you. We have memories with you in Six Hills just like we do with him. It's not like he's the original and you're the replacement. Time magic is weird, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know how I can hold these two memories simultaneously in my head, but they're there. You are not.
Neither is invalid.
You are
is
not
what
the
it's trying to
aberration. You are not a replacement. You have just as much claim to this timeline and to our friendship as you do, Easy, and you have it. I'm sorry that you felt that we abandoned you. I promise you that that was never our intent.
I was at a low point.
Had we known, we would have searched for you sooner.
It seems like you had a good companion, though. I'd like to know more about you and what's happened since.
Just hold hands and transfer memories.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a
Mind
way,
meld.
I'll
Yeah.
try and do kind of what.
Yeah,
what's happening
but yeah,
to me
you
and
just like you do the bro fist, and yeah. So you learn basically that he spent about 230 years in the past living in Herodale, watching its destruction at the hands of Terabon, and then coming back and basically learning chronergy the entire way. Just the slow path of wizardry studying rather than the adventuring path, which is much faster but much more dangerous, as it were.
You got like one experience point a year.
Yeah, and he learns about the aberrant mind render, about the shattered world, about all of your journeys, your interactions with your mom, your interactions with your dad, and your sister. And he says, "I have a sister." That's wow.
You're also a lord of some sort.
I would
Or
have. I
savior.
think I might have to go pay a visit to the Withered Bow after this. Together.
Together at last.
Yeah.
Together forever.
And then at the end of like these visions that you're seeing, you once again come to that moment where you watched your family tree spring up in the seed room, and you see again that moment where your name splits into two, and you're reminded once again that neither is bigger than the other, neither glows more brightly. They're both equally Ezra. And then he
They do the
looks over
whole
your
cup game, like. But there's
With
both
the
there.
peas under both cups.
Yeah.
head.
It's just
It's great
like
metaphor.
urine, like you pull it up and just like.
And then you hear, "How disappointing." And Ezra looks up, and Thulian is kind of floating up at the top of the ceiling, and he goes, "Looks like I'll have to use you the other way." And he snaps his fingers, and the necklace that Ezra has been wearing shatters and slams into his chest, and he goes reeling back and just like gasping in pain as he collapses to his knees.
Don't worry, I have experience with things going into your chest.
And as he starts to like writhe, you can see like other versions of Ezra coming through. One of them is a kind of he's got like this mandolin, and he's getting ready to strum it, and then he kind of shifts again, and he turns into not exactly a sorcerer. You can see like draconic horns coming out of his head, and then he shifts again, and he looks like he's just almost a simple baker. And then he shifts one more time, and he's got daggers, and he has a blindfold over his eyes with a couple of the symbols of the 8 rings on it. And then all of these forms start to mesh and roil together, and he grows and splits and spills into this giant flaming elemental creature, and you can see little echoes of different Ezras gasping and screaming out of him. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I want to fight the baker, Ezra.
It's probably easy.
There's a butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker.
Easy.
Yeah.
Is there a tinker, tailor, soldier?
But yes, with a large fiery behemoth of souls looming before them, and Thulian Crawl overhead, giving that smarmy smirk of his. We will see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, buy some merch if you want. Thank you again for everybody for your fantastic viewership. We love it. You guys are great, and it's just so much fun. Yeah.
Great community.
Tell us what your favorite moment was last night.
Please do. And tell people to go back and see the Lich again, because there's more. Or maybe there's not. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see you next time, though. Goodbye.
See you guys.
Bye.